Queen's birthday Monday at the MCG. Collingwood and Melbourne, big freeze, 8 completed. What a fantastic success it was. The fundraising continues. They go to fightmnd.org.au. Brilliant to see Neil Danaher and the incredible legacy of what this afternoon means. We loved every bit of Big Freeze 8. Huge crowd building. James Brayshaw is with us. We've got Daisy, we've got Damo, we've got Joey, Mickey Roberts and JB. We've got a debutant for the D's today, Daniel Turner, who I know you've got an association with.
Well, he lives with my brother. He's a ripper disco, and this is what happened during the week. Jake Lever had the great pleasure of telling him that he was going to debut for Melbourne.
Massive week for the club. We get a privilege to play in the game that we get to on Monday. I've got a question for one of the young guys. Disco, what does MND stand for, mate?
Made in your understanding.
Hey! Good one, good one. All right, Disco, got another one for you. For you, what does MMD stand for? Making my debut.
That is absolutely brilliant. He's a really good young man, Disco, and his old man, Rocket, from Albury Wodonga, they hail from, this magnificent family. And Rocket's made the trip down to watch his young bloke debut on this famous day. Rocket, welcome to Triple M Footy.
Good going, mate.
Hey, you got us?
Yeah, mate, I got you. You got me?
Where are you, please?
We're just sitting up behind the goals down where the Melbourne just ran out.
Now, how are you feeling, mate? Your young bloke was taken in the rookie draft mid-year last year. He went to the best team in the comp, so his debut looked a fair way away at that point, but he's been brilliant, as I understand it, in the last couple of weeks and has earned a spot in this famous team, and you must be tickled pink.
Yeah, mate, yeah, super proud. Family's very proud, and he's played well after his foot injury early in the year, and so he gets a crack today, which is good.
Hey, Rocket, Daniel Disco Turner, we can't gloss over Disco. Was that something that came when he arrived at Melbourne, or did he bring that down from Wodonga?
Yeah, he brought it down from Albury. We took it in. We went to the Bushes game one day, and one of his mates winds down the window, and I'm like, see, Disco, I'd never heard it before, and I'm like, wait, what's that? Where'd that come from? He's like, I think him and one of his mates were just taking the piss one night and just making up names and putting them on Instagram, and I think a few of the boys down here found out about it, but stuff, yeah, because he can't dance, so I don't know why they call himself Disco, but I don't know what's going on there.
No, they're always random, aren't they, the nicknames? Hey, did you speak to him this morning, Rocket? How was he feeling this morning? Did you touch base?
No, I sort of let him go, mate. Spoke to him yesterday. He just said he'll catch up today in the rooms. Had a bit of a word to him, and only for 5 minutes, and that was it. He likes to do his own thing, Dan, so I just sort of let him go, and yeah.
You've seen him play more footy than we have, Rocket. What can we expect from the young fella today? What do you want to see from him?
I just always told him, get your skills on, mate, and make the right decision, and the rest will look after itself, sort of thing. So just a normal game of footy, but just on a huge scale, I suppose. So.
How's he going living with my weird-ass brother, by the way, Rocket? Has he worked him out?
He's he's just sitting up behind us. So, just talking to sticks in bed. And, mate, he loves it, eh? Absolutely loves it.
Hey, we're going to let you go and enjoy it, mate. You'd be so proud of your young bloke. Have a great day.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for that. Here's two. Catch us later.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Tackle your tax time with game-changing deals at Bunnings Trade.
Good family, the Turner family, Jay. If you'd like to go up to Albury Wodonga and have a beer with the Turner and young Disco.
No one knows his actual name, Rocket. Like when I said, let's get him on, because it's a really good story, they said, we'll get him on. His dad's name's Rocket. I said, but what's his real name? They go, no one knows. He's universely known as he's a shift worker from Albury, and everyone calls him Rocket, and that's it.
That's brilliant. I love how he said, I just spoke to him and said, it's just another game of footy. No, it's not. You're playing in front of 80,000 people at the MCG on Queen's birthday. It's nothing like he's ever played in before.
Don't imagine he gets too stressed on Rocket.
What a ripper. Hey, JB, I love you made the points. Mark Sticks Brayshaw, your brother, has had a lot of the Melbourne boys through his house. Who's come through?
Clary Oliver, Keziah Pickett, and then Lukey Jackson last year, Trent Rivers, and now he's got Disco. Taj Woden is also there. So he's had about 3 or 4 years of it. I don't understand it because he had 4 of his own And most of us, Duke, you've also got 4. Most of us, when we get them to an age where they leave,
not taking boarders,
don't ever want to see another kid again in the life. He just keeps taking. I think it's his wife Deborah who's a saint. She's the one that drives it all.
Jim, you regularly refer to him as being quite a boring person.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you reckon that's the key to getting these young players in and getting them on the right track?
But he's obscure.
I don't find him boring.
No, he's obscure. So he teaches them table manners and etiquette. And I just wonder these blokes wander into his joint days and must just think, what the hell is this?
It's a big part of it, Jim. I boarded when I first got drafted, and not that my mum didn't do a good job of raising me, but Greg and Leonie Swan also just steering the ship a little bit.
Bit of finishing school for you, Daisy?
Just a little bit of finishing school. Also, the Magpies did actually send us to etiquette school as their first year.
Really?
Because we were rough as guts.
Didn't you? And did you have the bungalow out the back of Swanee's house?
Yeah, I did. He helped me out. He effectively defected to Carlton before I took over, because I think if you use a laneway and you can say you've resided there more than they have for 10 years, by possession of law, it actually becomes your property. So Swanee pissed off and joined the Blues, so I had to follow him.
Like a squatter's rights.
Yeah, correct.
Slightly different vibe. The Western Oval used to have the families from Braybrook would take in. They took in a young Brian Lake, who wasn't enamoured with his family, JB, and we found him sleeping in the grandstand his third night. True story.
Come on, Ricky.
Just left hold of the family, and thought there was a homeless man up in the grandstand. It was their new recruit.
One of your players.
Brian Lake. There you go.
Fascinating for me today. It's been a pretty ordinary 2 weeks for Melbourne, who have had an unbelievable year and a half. So the response today, Joey, will be interesting for me.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's going to be fascinating to see the response. We all expect them to bounce back, and we think it's going to galvanise this group, just sharpen their focus after a couple of sort of poor weeks before the bye. But you never know. We don't know what we're going to get, so we're going to have to wait till post-game. But I think this is a great group. This team plays unbelievable footy. They had a little bit of a dip. I expect them to bounce back today. But in saying that, Collingwood are in red hot. They are full of confidence.
So what interests me with the Demons days is probably for the first time in that time of 18 months, twice in a row, they've been properly beaten up around the footy, which you never say about Melbourne.
No.
And they don't seem to go to any form of plan B.
Well,
they just let it go.
I think that's been the key to why they've been so good, because they haven't had to worry that no one's really been able to ask the question of them for long enough.
Yep.
Now the questions have been asked, so it'll be interesting today not to see only what they do in that midfield, but how Collingwood try and exploit that. We saw the Pies go up against the Blues only a few weeks ago, and they put Pendlebury straight back in. Chris was in there. They went with the big body, so we can expect that again. And after a little bit of controversy, there is a little bit of element of trying to force it when you get out there. So you don't want to do that. Go back, trust the system, trust that you are the best team in the comp for a reason.
Couldn't have had a better build-up to Queen's birthday. We're not far away from the first bounce now. Bob Jane T-Marts, buy 3, get 1 free, instant cash back. Bridgestone, Goodyear, Yokohama, Michelin, Dunlop, and many more. Go to bobjane.com.au. Let's get back down to ground level. Robbo?
Lukey, thank goodness we got the beanies on, because it's bloody cold down here.
Come on, Robbo.
It is. No wind either, JB. So it's just perfect for footy, which is magnificent. The lights have just turned on. Timing's everything. 70,000 plus they'll get here, and they're building, and even the members have turned up, the Melbourne Menders, which is great to see. As you said, JB, disruptive week for the Demons, and those verbals won't go away. So it has affected the club. It'll be interesting to see how they bounce back. A couple of big ins. Hibbert is back in. Michael Hibbert with a calf injury, playing his first game this year. And he's a big in. He's had calf problems, so they'll be looking for him in the back line. And as we tease, Turner is in for Melbourne. Jamie Elliott comes in for Collingwood, and they want a big scalp, the Pies. They want their 4th win, and they're looking at Melbourne. They want to beat the champs. Nice little entree, the big freeze, though. I loved it. Big freeze 8. Love to be involved there. So congratulations to Neil Danaher. You are a star. The med subs are Tyler Brown for Collingwood, Cade Chandler for Melbourne. And I reckon Melbourne will get up. This whole week will unite the group. 2 defeats. They'll get it done, JB.
Great stuff. Thank you, Robbo, for Bob Jane T-Marts. Now, Joey, I know you like to analyse the game as closely as any of the recently retired players. I've got this theory that Max Gawn needs to be properly tagged. Yep. And I haven't seen it happen. I look at today. I think Collingwood are a massive chance today. The one factor that I reckon is their biggest worry is if Max Gawn plays the way he has been, I don't think they can win. If you've got Darcy Cameron today and big Mason Cox, to have a player, it's unnerving for a ruckman. It doesn't happen that often. And you set out and you say, I want to try and keep him to 7 or 8 disposal everywhere he goes. When he goes behind the plate, at least he's got to match up the whole time around the ground. Just to get inside his head, he's become that important you've got to try something. If they try and play him on his merits today, Max Gawn's probably in the best handful of players in the game.
Das, couldn't agree more. I think it is absolutely... I couldn't tell you, have we ever seen a ruckman literally be tagged in a game of football? I'm not sure. You probably know more, but I would love to see Darcy Cameron today just follow Max Gawn everywhere, exactly like you said, because his influence on games at the moment is so significant. There's actually an element that Max Gawn and Clayton Oliver are really so dominant at the moment that you would almost tag the both of them, particularly at stoppage for Clayton Oliver, around the ground for Gawn. And if you can take away those two influence, Petrarca's been still very, very good, but just slightly off. The others have, not quite playing with the same zest they were earlier in the year. I think it gives Collingwood a huge chance.
I'd love to see the Pies, if they do go down that road, with a whole team focus on making the job easier for Cameron. So anytime Max Gawn goes past you, you put an elbow into him, not with him giving away a free kick within the letter of the law, but just to make his day a lot harder, because he's the most influential player on the ground week in, week out. Last week he was unbelievable, to the point of Clary Oliver. We saw that Fremantle game completely change on its head when they sent Aish to him in the second half of that. So he's taggable. Also Harmsy, I see him running out there, whether or not he goes to a De Goey as well. So I think there might be a few old-fashioned one-on-ones that we need to keep an eye on this afternoon.
Yeah, that's a good question, Joey. Has it happened before? It happened regularly.
I was going to...
No, I'm being serious at the moment. In a final against West Coast, Jason Ball, who was there before he went to the Sydney Swans, and followed me around. And you didn't even think in your mind that was possible to happen. And so there's a surprise element to it, and it's not something Ruckman have had to deal with too often. So I'm surprised it hasn't happened. He may be good enough anyway, Joey. Yeah, he may just be too good at the moment.
But they've got to try something, you're right. But really, when you get back to, and JB, you just touched on it with Melbourne, any of the great teams' kryptonite is unbelievable pressure. If you can just bring an enormous pressure around the ball, that's what Melbourne have sort of experienced against Fremantle and the Swans, and when they've had those poor quarters. We know Collingwood are a team that can bring red-hot pressure. So if they can do that, Daisy, and get after Melbourne, they will give themselves a chance, because we've seen Melbourne are still slightly vulnerable in the back half without Stephen.
Well, that's their one wood. Got 185 pressure acts on average, which is the second most in the AFL. Yep. So their pressure is their one wood, which holds you and gives you a chance in these big games. Just whether or not they can be there for long enough, I should say, to take it up to the champs.
How good is this? You look out over the MCG and it is absolutely packed. We're aiming for 80,000. There are blue beanies on almost every head that you see. I love this day, and we've got a game to match. It feels like, JB. Yep. It's the occasion.
Agreed.
Is always here, but these two teams are evenly matched. Let's get back down to Robbo.
It's finals like down here. There's a real hum around the boundary line. I can tell you about that. Now Pendlebury won the toss. Collingwood have had a little win. They're going to the city end. So Max Gawn and Pendlebury shook hands. And I tell you what, there's a real hum buzz here. I'm ready to go. This is fantastic.
Have a listen to the Merrick's flyer. Got his eye right in down there, Robbo. 75 plus, you got to think. Good day too. So we are all set up for the Queen's birthday blockbuster. Melbourne have dropped their last two after going undefeated prior to that. And Collingwood have surprised everyone with the honesty that they play their footy with. They've been fantastic.
Just a little side note, JB, I reckon young little Jack Ginnivan might enjoy the occasion today. He just seems like the kid, I reckon, Daisy, that wouldn't shy away from today. There's been always a bit of a sideshow with him and how he goes about it, so we'll keep an eye on him. But all the big guns are in the centre bounce. I tell you what, it's going to be game on early.
Ready to go, Big Duke. Melbourne, Collingwood, Queen's birthday, the traditional match-up, and we could not have drawn a better day, a bigger crowd, or a more appropriate response to the great Neil Danaher.
Daniel Disco Turner on debut too. He's playing at fullback on my check. How good was it to catch up with his dad Rocket from Albury-Wodonga? What an occasion for Daniel Turner. Disco to debut, bounce perfect. Max Gawn predictably won it. Oliver and Petrarca, the big guns combined. Cozzy Pickett, a little fumble. Brilliant enough to go back and get it, Cozzy, to Oliver. He's had a rare fumble too. You don't see that too often. So we're wondering about the week and the build-up. It's going to end up with Chris. 1 to 50. Flying shot towards goal. My check back with a flight, and Disco was there. Good start.
Great start by Disco, who was turned around too.
Goal, Daisy.
Out of position as well, but did everything. Watched the ball, which is the key there. Got a fist in, didn't give away the free kick. Take your eye off the footy, the umpire would have paid it.
The big Hibbert just thumps a long one in the Gawn direction. Hands to it, couldn't hang on. Crisp again. Back to Dacos. Now Maynard saw his old man in the lift. Thumps it inside 50. Ginnivan at the back. Gets to him. About 48 from home. MCG members sort of half-forward flank here at the Coliseum.
15 seconds.
There's a floating wobbler. Carried Angus Brayshaw onto the chest of Jack Ginnivan. Listen to this if it goes through. Runs a bit of an arc. It's on track, but not quite got the trip. Cox keeps it in. Elliott flicked the ball back into the path of side bottom. There goes Disco, nice and hard at it at ground level. And we've now got a scrum, and holding the ball is going to go Melbourne's way. And it looks like Charlie Spargo.
Gee whiz, what about Disco's first two contests? Couldn't have asked for anything more from a young kid playing key position in defence. He's attacked the footy hard.
Will Hoskin Elliott eventually emerged with the footy. Spargo all the way back in defence. You don't see him down there too often. Ben Brown, bit out of sorts at the moment. Flew for that one, Oliver. Tackled without possession. Clear free kick. The way of Clary Oliver at half-back. He's on the Shane Warnstand side of the MCG. I heard Alan Richardson talk about they've been a bit predictable with this very kick down the line, and on cue, Darcy Moore read it, jumped over the top. We know he's a beautiful intercept mark, and he took that one pretty comfortably, Daisy.
Yeah, he certainly did. His ability to come off at the right time, make sure his man can have no impact on the contest and then come across an impact, outstanding.
Mason Cox, outstretched arms, contested mark. Taylor Adams floats one to the goal square. Myercheck back there. It was a horrible kick. And it bounces out of bounds. The Pies will set up in the right forward pocket. Welcome to the Two Man, celebrating his 21st year at Triple M.
Yeah, good afternoon, Das. Just with Jack Crisp, second-rated player in the AFL, averaging career-high disposals at 26 per game. He's already racked up 4.
It's all happening at one end. Collingwood going to the right of your radio dial, the city end, and the ball has been parked down there the whole time. Hibberd bashed into Cox. There is Turner. Quick releasing handball, got it to Gawn, end-on-end ball, looking for Fritsch. Now Cozzy Pickett front and centre. Can get on the skates and slide it over the top to Brown. Good ball's going to bounce, but he's got nowhere to go. Handball's back to Pickett. Half forward, trying to stretch away from Maynard. Ducked into 2 tackles. Now Maynard drives him into the decks. Absolutely pizzled him.
Nick, Braden's free kick. I'll go through again.
And I think he just made it a little personal at the end there too, Braden Maynard.
He gave Cozzy Pickett a ragdolling afterwards. The Pies feel like they're on for mine. Mason Cox was good. He collected Max Gawn, who's a bit slow to get up, Max. Might be a little bit of a corky. He gets to his feet now, and Brayshaw tracking the boundary, heading to the punt road end, and Jeremy Howe. This is really early in this game, but you get a sense of the side. Joey feel like they've set up pretty well, the Pies here.
Absolutely. Collingwood have come to play.
Turnover kick won't help. Neil Bullen's intercepted it to Spargo. Brilliantly done, Quainer. Nick Dacos back there. Pendlebury. Petrarca's tackle was excellent. DeGoey and up and under. Josh Dacos has got to fly, but getting back, Oliver takes a mark at centre forward for the D's.
How isn't that holding the ball? Don't understand that. After all the briefings we sit through, as the ball comes now to Jordan, in and out of his hands, and now Cox wraps him up, and we're going to have a ball up 55 out from Melbourne's punt road end goal. They haven't scored. Collingwood have one behind.
They look super organised, the Pies, early. Even that passage of play with Cozzy Pickett. Yes, he got mowed down, but the reason the Pies were able to run and chase him down, he looked up. Darcy Moore was the only man inside the D's forward 50.
To go end on end. Thumped away. It's Bowie front and centre. Gets it to Salem. Now to our man Disco. He's been nice and composed early in this game. Back to Baker. In fact, it's not Baker, it's Petty, and he goes long down the line. Now we've got Brown flying. Gawn in front as well. Crisp did it beautifully at ground level.
Pies are going to exit into the Ginnivan direction. Good mark too. He's taken it cleanly, but a free kick going Melbourne's way to Christian Salem, who's tried to milk a 50-metre penalty there, Salem. The oldest trick in the book, that one, Daisy.
It is the oldest trick, although it didn't come back to him in the correct manner. It looked like it did slide off the hand of Ginnivan, though, so not deliberate. Pretty good officiating.
Salem right in front of the interchange race where Mickey Roberts is stationed. Members wing side, Viney. And now Hibbard, so they're changing direction back through the corridor. Disco Turner has been everywhere. Slides it across to Petty. Now he really telegraphs a kick through the corridor to Oliver. He's been called to play on. So the handball was considered play on. Ben Brown from behind. Oh, brilliantly taken. Front and centre Bailey Fritsch. Over the top Quainer. And then he was well tackled. Fritsch has been pinged holding the footy. Magpies defence stand up. Quainer's got it.
Both teams are really settled behind the football at the moment, so it might be tough going to score early in this game.
Quainer's going to go wide to the outer side. That ball's been touched, so it's going to be play on. Brown smacked it to the front. Petrarca's hands were so clean. Great smother. Hoskin Elliott at half back. Pendlebury waltzes through. Measures it, looking for Crisp. He gets wrapped up in a tackle. They cough it up now, Collingwood. Oliver, inside 50 for Brown. Hands to it, couldn't hang on. Petrarca, forward handball. Got it to Brown. And he kicks it to the top of the square. It's now Moore and Fritsch. And Moore's wrapped up, and that's going to be a ball up. Forward pocket for the Demons.
Good tackle, Bailey Fritsch. When Melbourne get their structure right, they've got this feeling like they've got an extra player on the ground at times. The D's even on the turnover. Love the start to this game. It's contest after contest. Viney, he lives in that space. To go, he tried to just power his way through a tackle. Jordan couldn't execute it, and it's going to be a boundary throw. Still in attack, punt road end. The D's.
Still Triple M Red Z Dask, Clayton Oliver, 8 disposals in 7.5 minutes of play.
8 already, that's ridiculous. One behind to the Magpies is the only score so far. Maynard through the corridor. Hoskin Elliott had to be clean, and he was, to side bottom to Taylor Adams. Brayshaw closes the space down. Clever kick, found Myercheck.
Great kick. Myercheck, true centre half forward, can pump a long one inside 50. Cox to come in from the side. Should have taken the mark in the end. Maxi Gawn just thumps it out of there off the ground. Jordan work to do. Dacos with him. He'd be pretty happy to see it out, I reckon. Not a bad result.
It's a win for Collingwood early, though. Mason Cox went down, should have taken the mark, yes, but they manufactured him on Max Gawn with that forward 50 stoppage. So Jackson was the man doing the ruck, but as soon as that ball was in transition, Mason Cox took off to the goal line, making Max Gawn go the whole way with him.
Off the ground, Neil Bullen, De Goey. Little handball forward. Hoskin Elliott dribbles it inside 50. Lever got a fist in there. Myercheck head over it. They thought he might have drawn a high free. Bowie came through, got legged. Side bottom. Magnificent handball. Hoskin Elliott. Ginnivan, here's the first of the day. Missed it. Thumped it into the post. Should have done better. 2 behinds Collingwood. Melbourne haven't scored. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Back him 99 out of 100 from there, Ginnivan. He can't believe it either. Got a happy knack of finding space, hasn't he?
Yeah, and as we said, these two teams are so well organised behind the ball. You're going to have to take your chances this afternoon.
Bowie's kick finds Alex Neil-Bullen. Still defensive side of the wing for Melbourne. Now he plays on, looking for Gawn. You can tell that they've really put some thought into Max. He hasn't had a lot of clear space. That's a brave kick. Nick Dacos through the corridor to Taylor Adams. They've been prepared to take that ball a bit so far, Daisy, the Pies.
They certainly have been. They've been bold with their ball movement. That's the way you've got to upset Melbourne, change the angle, stretch that defence.
What about this man, Jack Chris? 176 consecutive game today. Mason Cox has been a present. Oh, another mark he had to take. He was in the A1 spot and dropped it. So the Pies have had opportunities that haven't been able to convert. Maynard well tackled by Ben Brown. This is at half back for the D's. Succession of handballs finds its way to Oliver, and then Brown centering kick to Salem.
It's a good one too, Salem. True centre half back. Short to Harms, not far enough. You get it back here, Salem. Got Oliver on short, got his own footy again here at the G. Big Maxwell, handball to Brayshaw wasn't great. Sold him into a heap of strife. Gets it back though, Max. He's now got a squaring option, and that's Langdon out wide. Always been a fan of these old school Melbourne jumpers too. They don't wear them enough for me, Dose.
The long sleeve is terrific there in Brisbane. 2 of the great long sleeves. Port Adelaide's away strip, horrific.
But also this lighter blue, which is back to the old Gary Lyon days. As Fritsch, handball inboard. Jackson went and got it, gave it back to Fritsch. Left foot in, got it. First of the day, Melbourne. Bailey Fritsch from the pocket. One straight they are. Collingwood are 2 behinds against the run of play a little bit that on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, certainly Collingwood were in front in the clearances, but we heard Alan Richardson speak to us, didn't we, Daisy, before the game, saying that Melbourne were going to try and change angles a little bit more because they felt they'd become too predictable. But that there is their greatest strength. They kick long to a contest and then they get the play off the back of that if they bring the ball to ground. And Fritsch got involved and he's got that class to be able to get back on his left boot. We saw Ginnivan miss at one end, but this is the play. They get the tall representation, players at ground level, and a great bit of individual brilliance, and Melbourne have got the early one.
Yeah, they certainly did. It was just the miss up the other end. You speak of Ginnivan, you speak about taking half chances. Mason Cox as well, though. He had that absolutely sewn up. Yeah. Not good enough to take the mark. That would have been a sure goal for the Pies.
Robbo.
Fly McRae down here, the coach of Collingwood, having firm words with the big fella, the Mason Cox. He's got to hold those marks. He's holding his hands out, just expressing the fact that he's got to take them down there, JB.
Bob Jane teammates, that was Robbo, and first goal of the way of the D's.
Luke, Darcy.
Some golden opportunities. Umpire talking to me there, I believe. Mic'd up exclusively for Triple M. Luke Jackson and Darcy Cameron are the two ruckmen. Will Hoskin-Elliott well tackled. Jackson's recovery just so good around the ground. Second efforts for a big man, and he gets involved in the chain too. That's why he's such a damaging player. Bailey Fritsch right in the heart of the MCG. The kick was smothered and landed perfectly into the lap with Josh Dacos. Now they might be able to make them pay. Cameron releases the handball. Hoskin-Elliott, no pressure. Myercheck presents and takes the mark in front of Harrison Petty. Just about within scoring range for Myercheck. Joey, would have thought?
Yeah, it's going to test him, and Melbourne will be happy with that mark where it is because it's wide and he's going to have to kick from outside 50, so they do set up well defensively. They'll accept that, but they don't want the ball coming back through the corridor. That's when Collingwood have looked dangerous in this game if they get it through the middle of the ground.
Had a bit of Spud Frawley, that, didn't it? Just while you can mark it, but it's going to land on you and then stay on you as long as I can.
Old-fashioned defence, Harrison Petty.
Yep.
Well played now, Myercheck. Gives good value, Brody Myercheck. Started on the rookie list. He's a regular goal kicker. Long searching kick, not going to make the distance this one. Back there, the Melbourne defence pretty organised. Spargo's been working back right into defence. Viney slipped the tackle, but good forward pressure. Quainer involved. Chris slits it back to Goey. Left foot snap. Got too much bend on it. And in fact, he's bent it right out of bounds on the full. So 1 straight 6 Melbourne, 2 behinds the Magpies. That is all on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Tackle your tax time with the game-changing deals at Bunnings Trade.
Getting looks, the Maggies. To the front, Spargo dispossessed. Viney couldn't get his kick through. Dacos. High ball inside 50. Myercheck! I thought had a good piece. Not paid.
Harvey Norman replay. Sorry, JB, having a look at that. Yeah, umpire got it right. He saw it hit the ground on the way down.
He wasn't doing too much arguing, was he, old Brogue? So good bit of officiating as it's a scramble inside the Maggie's forward 50. And that was the Harvey Norman replay screen, by the way. Bonus gift cards on selected products store-wide now at Harvey Norman shop in store or online.
Camped inside forward 50 for the Magpies. Myercheck in the ruck. Harrison Petty just waltzes through some traffic to Harms. Short one on to Charlie Spargo's found a bit of the footy early, true man.
Triple M Red Z, 4 touches.
Searching high and wide, Spargo in the Max Gawn direction. Darcy Moore, the timely fist, smashes it over the boundary line. Will be thrown in right in front of the interchange race here on the members' wing side of the MCG, Joey.
It does feel like only a matter of time until Collingwood will hit the scoreboard. You've said it well. They've had really good looks so far, both with their opportunities to mark and kick goals. So if they keep pressing, they'll get one soon.
Dacos, Pendlebury, through the middle, just lobs it inside forward 50. Lever comes off and does what he does best. Magnificent intercept marking defender. Thompson in the Jackson direction is going to draw some company. Petrarca front and centre holding the ball. Murphy could have taken it away, gives it back to Adams on the wing. Short to Pendlebury, still on the wing.
Probably should have gone Murphy when he got that free kick. That's the chance to get Melbourne. Now they've got time to set up.
He'll get it now, but it's a bad ball, which you very rarely say from Pendlebury. Jordan able to take it away. He's got Harm streaming forward. That ball had too much heat on it. And now Howe pretty happy to be taken over with the ball. And it'll be thrown in.
Triple M Red Z. Collingwood 7 out of the last 8 entries inside 50, but they've only scored the one behind.
Scotty Pendlebury puts his hand up.
Nathan.
An apology to Nathan Murphy. As JB said, that is a rarity. A skill error for the champ Scotty Pendlebury, thrown in on the forward 50-metre arc for the D's. Petrarca wins it and reading it really well. Nick Dacos, the younger brother,
Play on.
an incredible gift of finding the footy.
Play on.
Looks comfortable at the level, doesn't he, Joey?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got poise and composure. Loving his brother too. I think Josh is having an excellent season.
Quainer, another really exciting player. They're going to build their side around these names going forward, and they work it through into Lipinski's hands. Shane Warne stands side. Next kick was, again, well executed to Pendlebury, and they've just edged their way further afield. Now the overlap run goes back to Nick Dacos. Elliott back into the side. It was sat on his head. Easy pickings in the end for Harrison Petty, but they've got it about 15 around from their goal, the Magpies, in attack.
That's the important kick, the one you've got to lower your eyes. Still didn't mind the option, though, but Nick Dacos' greatest strength is his ability to chase the play and continue to follow the ball, find further involvement.
To Goey, taken when he didn't have it. No free for him. Lipinski's got it. To Goey again. Bust through a tackle. Left foot snap. And another one hits the post halfway up. 3 behinds Collingwood. 1 straight 6 Melbourne. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
A little bit of a habit, this Pies. They're getting their opportunity. Same thing they did against Carlton. They were dominant in that first quarter and the first half, but found themselves behind on the scoreboard, not making the most of their opportunities in front of goal.
Hibbert's fullback kick in, looking for Mitch Brown. Quainer's handball smothered by Petrarca. He's back in there, Petrarca again. It's still a footy to be won, and Petrarca gets it, as he so often does. Brown now, Mitch Brown that is, to Luke Jackson. A blind kick, and Jeremy Howe, he's a great reader of the football too at half-back, takes an uncontested mark against his old side. Steers it close to the boundary line. Bowie got rid of his opponent, McCreary, but it was out of bounds offhand, so it'll be thrown in again. Centre wing members side.
Geez, they're a shiny set of boots. How he's rolling with. Full fluoro yellow. Ball in on the wing. Cox and Jackson hunting at Sparrow. Petrarca did nicely. Now Bowie belts it to Jackson. Had a bit of the footy early, Lukey Jack, but he was taken there. He'll get it back. He'll go back to Bowie. No, just hacks it forward. Maxi Gawn's there. Harms protected by Big Max. Takes it outside 50. Brown wants it long. It's not a great ball for him, but it could work anyway. It does. Ben Brown came back at the ball that had some float on it, and with the second grab takes a mark. 20 out.
Yeah, it was Darcy Moore, because he likes to play off. He just lost Ben Brown momentarily, and then as the ball was coming in, he tried to re-engage, find where he was, and when he was doing that, Ben Brown was able to slip to the front. So Darcy Moore just got his positioning slightly wrong in that contest.
Been quiet of late, Ben Brown, but vital to what Melbourne do. Forward of the ball. 25 out, not a hell of a lot of angle. Should go through, and it does. Gets his first, Melbourne get their second. So they don't miss, while Collingwood have 2 straight to 3 behinds. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Well, we've spoken a lot about the territory that Collingwood have had. 63% of this game so far been in their forward half, so only the 3 points to show for that. You're saying there, Joey, on the Harvey Norman replay, I think if Darcy Moore had backed himself as he usually does, just to come at the ball and not worry about where Ben Brown was, and when you play that proactive positioning in that part of the ground, you know where he is to some extent. You've got him boundary and behind you, so if it's a shallow kick like it was on that occasion, back yourself and your own strengths here. We're getting another great look at it. It was a shallow kick that came in a touch flat, and by the time he looked, though, Ben Brown was good enough, because he didn't give a great lead. It wasn't great service from the forward, just pretty poor defending in the end.
Daisy Thomas, Joey Montagna, the Triple M Seabus Super special comments here on Queen's Birthday Monday. Seabus Super making hard work pay off, and it's the D's who enjoy a 9-point lead. Early stages, in fact, 5 minutes to go in this first turn. Chris picked it up, flicked it out to side bottom. Langdon confronts him. Slapped it back to Quainer. Good tackle pressure. Jordan, Oliver, and they win it back, Melbourne. That was a big 50-50 win to Harms. They go inside forward 50. And Jeremy Howe, once again, reads it better than anyone else at half-back.
It's a pretty poxy nurry there from Harmsy. Just picked him out. Howe, long ball down the line. Cox got a couple of beat in the air, got a hand in. Collingwood just hack it forward off the ground. Forward came Turner, but coughed it up. McCreary out the back. Runs to 48. And he has missed. Down a nightmare, Collingwood. Should be in front in this game of footy, 4 behinds to 2 straight Melbourne. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Yeah, just lacking that bit of class and polish to finish off their good work, where Melbourne have been able to make the most of their opportunities early.
4 behinds to 2 straight 12. 8-point lead to the D's on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. Darcy Moore it was, got across in front of Neil Bullen and fisted it over. I feel like in all the areas that they probably set themselves, they're on top, Collingwood, apart from the scoreboard. The most important one, but good contest this one. Max Gawn and Mason Cox. What's Max Gawn had, 2 man?
Triple M Red's head, 4 touches.
Touches, but not much impact in this first term. Cox took clean possession and gained about 45 metres. They'll throw it in 45 round from the Magpies goal, 2 man.
Yeah, just for the Magpies there, 18th for kicking efficiency differential today, 66%, Melbourne going at 76.
So ball in inside forward 50 here, Magpies. Cameron to the front. Well done, Lipinski, although he couldn't get past Lever. Lever then got smashed in the Elliott tackle. Ball up. 35 out from Collingwood, City end goal. They are 4 behinds. Melbourne are 2 straight. 8-point lead, Demons, but much of the ball has been in the forward half for Collingwood. Work down Oliver. Now Petrarca. End on end to the wing. Brown just starting to work his way back into this game of footy. Benny Brown gives it off to Oliver. Oliver picks his way through to Jordan. And a fitty. Let's have a listen.
I reckon about 35 out, Meta.
I'm not sure what it was.
He told John Noble to stand, and then John Noble quickly tried to get off that mark like a lot of teams are doing and give themselves that 5 metres. Was half a second late. And in a game where it's tough to kick a goal, they've been gifted an opportunity.
Nicely spotted by Joey Montagna. And Daisy Thomas-Seabus special comments today, making hard work pay off. So Jordan, sort of a goal kicker's James Jordan, just 9 in his 37-game career. He's about 35 out. Not much angle to the punt road end, Jordan. Loves it. 3 straight Demons. 18 to Collingwood, 4 behinds on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
We spoke a lot about in the pre-match whether or not there'd be a tag on Max Gawn or Clayton Oliver. Looks like the Pies so far just happy with Max Gawn going head-to-head. He's getting tag team with Cameron and Cox. But Clayton Oliver's the one, already up to 15 disposals in this first term. He's been in absolutely everything. So the questions will be asked, no doubt, and the conversations being had in that Collingwood coaches box. Joey, who do you think, who's a good matchup for him if you do have to send someone?
Well, you probably got to use Crisp or Pendlebury to do both sides of the ball. They're probably the 2, but just looking at that Harvey Norman replay, Noble basically almost straight away started to back off. The umpire called stand really quickly. It's tough. It's probably an unnecessary 50 if you ask me.
Yeah, brutal penalty too, because the D's go to 3 straight 14-point lead for a Friday night feed. Score yourself a Macca's legend, the McChicken, order via McDelivery. McDelivery available at selected locations. Nick Dacos getting back at half-back to clean it up. Short kick from Darcy Cameron finds De Goey. And he now sends it in the Hoskin Elliott direction. Pretty well weighted. Will Hoskin Elliott's a good overhead player. 2 kicks from home. Max Gawn's got back. Cameron working down to try and make sure that at least that's a contest. So they're really working overtime on making sure Max Gawn's influence is curtailed. That was a really clever pass in the end. They found a little bit of a gap for Lipinski, who takes the mark 49 metres out. He'll take his best. He'll have to kick at 52, but not without a chance.
Yeah, again, Melbourne will be okay with this shot wide and from far out. But Collingwood are doing a really good job of splitting the Melbourne defenders and isolating them, making them defend one-on-one as opposed to a team like we know they want to.
Just played on to try and open up a bit of space, and he's just popped it up for the markers. It bounced off the head of my check, I think, back there. Disco Turner was able to get a hand on it. They spiral it out of defence, and brilliant athletic mark. Nathan Murphy's taken it for the Pies, and they'll go back inside forward 50.
Did well.
Play on.
Back in they go. Gawn in good marking shape, gets thumped away from him, Ginnivan. And there's the high free. And Petrarca just letting him know about it.
It's an interesting one. It's the one we've seen and spoken about all week. There's a couple last week. The Harvey Norman replay knows the contact's coming. The legs start to lower. It was an overzealous attempt from Christian Petrarca. But just the little shrug of the shoulder as contact's being made can't help but have that swinging arm that comes in to try and affect the tackle, go up and around the neck. Petrarca, thankfully they changed that descent rule. This will be getting kicked from the goal line.
There's 35 out. Slide angle for the Maggies first, and he drags it left. What always interests me or makes me giggle about those is the player, Joey, when he has dragged the free, the other bloke's got access to his ear for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's right.
And in that time, he's called a skunk, a cheat, every word under the sun until someone comes and separates him.
You don't need a lot of imagination to know the feedback that you're getting at that stage.
You actually have to tackle properly, Duke.
It's a fair point.
That is part of the game.
45 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Petrarca. Look how clean the hands are. Brilliantly done. We go back to Petrarca. He's strong enough in the body to withstand a tackle. Crisp goes back, did well to Taylor Adams, who's under pressure, hacked it a couple of rows back out of bounds on the full. So time for the D's to get another score. 5 behinds the Magpies. 3 straight 18 Melbourne. As efficient as the scoreboard would tell. Jeremy Howe launched, picked up Neil Bullen. Good-looking snap, bouncing towards the goal line, and it's rushed through for a minor score. 3-1-19 Melbourne, 5 behinds Collingwood. That is all on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Isaac Quainer just has to be safe with this, and we should get to half-time with a 14-point lead for Melbourne. But the Maggies are right in this game of footy. Meyer check wide, takes a good mark. Just need to tidy up ahead of the ball a little bit. Crisp. 7 seconds left, 6 seconds. He goes squaring. Strange ball. Allows Jackson access to it, but Siren will beat everyone here. Ash, to you.
First time, JB, Collingwood have been held goalless in an opening quarter in a Queen's Birthday clash against the Demons from 21 encounters.
14 points for Melbourne. Ash Stewart, by the way, the Red Z lending stats, Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. As Ginnivan and Maxi just chat away about things, he draws the interest of opponents, Jack Ginnivan. I love it. Big crowd here at the MCG for the Big Freeze game. And Melbourne at quarter time have a 14-point lead for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Tackle your tax time with game-changing deals at Bunnings Trade.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Score yourself an absolute Macca's legend, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
What got you? What bit you? Which animal? Any on Instagram?
Yeah, Rainey says we had a pet emu as a kid. It chased me and my sister one day. Scariest thing ever.
It wasn't called Matthew, was it?
No, it might have been. And then Max says a goose mugged me once, attacked, and then took my wallet.
Oh, like a pelican stole my sandwich.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Ream, Australia's favourite hot water. Steady, hot and strong.
We'd all love trouble-free travels, but anything can happen on your holiday. You could be on the Panama Canal and need root canal.
Oh, or get gastro in Bendigo.
Dirty glass in Glasgow. Bug in Bulgaria.
Or lose your luggage in lose your luggage land.
Sergey, not the place.
Then one less thing to worry about.
Travel with confidence. Find travel insurance from a range of brands in minutes with Compare the Market. We make it fast and easy. Visit Compare the Market or download the Simples app today.
Simples. Australia, get behind the Socceroos in the must-win World Cup qualifier.
Hi, this is Guy Pearce and I just want to wish the Socceroos all the best.
Get up early Tuesday for the must-see World Cup qualifier. Socceroos vs Peru. Live 4 a.m. on Channel 10.
At CMI Hino, we're the experts in Hino trucks. So when it comes to finding the right genuine part for your truck, trust our team to steer you in the right direction. CMIHinoMelbourne.com.au.
At Isuzu Ute, we're proud to keep Aussies going their own way. Surf lifesavers patrolling our beaches, footballers inspiring the next generation, and those looking out for our kids, like the Daniel Morecambe and Indigenous Literacy Foundations. That's why at Isuzu Ute, we offer a 6-year warranty, up to 7 years roadside assist, and up to 7 years cap price servicing. For terms and conditions, visit isuzuute.com.au.
Race into RSCA Safety for mega savings on big brands. Save $60 on Timberland Pro footwear. Save up to 30% off Cat. Save up to $30 on Carhartt. Sale on selected styles. Stores open 7 days. RSCA Safety's mega EOFY sale now on.
Hi, Sam here from Our Van RV. If you're not travelling with your caravan this winter, why not make some time to show your home away from home a little TLC? Our award-winning RV Service Safe Repair Centre is taking bookings right now for all regular servicing, insurance repairs, caravan electrics and even resealing. When the weather improves, you want a hassle-free holiday with your safe, ready-to-go-away caravan. Phone 1300 068 700 to make your appointment or book in at ourvanrv.com.au.
What's for dinner? Try Cole's £1 Bolognese pasta recipe. Made with 5 ingredients in 25 minutes. Serves 4 for just $4 per serve. It's one of over 100 recipes at coles.com.au. Coles, value the Australian way.
This tax time, Officeworks has your e-offie thing. Those workplace essentials you need to do your best work. Like a 100 pack of J. Burrows A4 sheet protectors, only $9.98. Or a 1200 by 900 millimetre J. Burrows mobile whiteboard, just $139. Hurry in this tax time, because the offie thing you buy at Officeworks before June 30 could be tax deductible.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
It's quarter time at the MCG on Queen's Birthday Monday. What an occasion it is. Big crowd in Big Freeze 8 was a huge success. And the D's have got a 14-point lead at quarter time. 3-1-19. The Magpies, the 5 behinds, Daisy Thomas and Joe Montana. What'd you make of that start?
Well, I think for the Pies, very positive, although being behind on the scoreboard, to get 5 looks at it and some very good looks at that, just not being able to take the most of their opportunities. They'll be pretty happy with the intent they've brought to this one. The D's, they were a touch nervous early. We spoke about the big week that they've had in leading into this game. You could tell there was a little bit of nerves, but their ability to go down, make the most of their opportunities, sees them in front at the moment. I like what the Pies are doing with their ball movement, Joey, being able to try and pick Melbourne apart a little bit on offence. But it's been an entertaining first quarter.
Now, in general terms, in that first quarter, Collingwood won the quarter. They had 62% of the ball in their front half. They had, as we said, the 5 shots at goal for 5 behinds. They dropped 2 or 3 marks. Mason Cox a couple, Mychek, that they could have got some more looks. And it was, as we said, Melbourne sort of a bit of class with a couple of goals, particularly the Bailey Fritsch opportunity, and then they gifted a 50-metre penalty. So if you forget about the scoreboard and just think about how that quarter was played, Collingwood had the better of it.
All over it, Joey and Daisy, the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. 14-point lead to the D's. Let's get down to Robbo, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Good crowd here, Duke. Really good crowd in. I reckon it's up around the mid-70s, and that's a really good sign. I tell you what, a bit of work on side bottom down here. He didn't get on in that late in that first quarter with a hip, and also Max Gawn spent most of that huddle on his back. They're working on his hip as well. He got cleaned up early, right in front of us. So let's see how he runs it out in his second term.
Yeah, thanks, Robert. That was a bit of a knee from Mason Cox. Bob Jane T-Marts, buy 3, get 1 free, instant cashback. Bridgestone, Goodyear, Yokohama, Michelin, Dunlop and many more. Go to bobjane.com.au.
Marco Allen just down in front. The Live Tour just came too late for him. 10 years, 15 years ago, couldn't have got there quick enough, Marco.
You reckon he would have sold out, Marco?
In the first second, he would have signed up. He loves his Maggies. Very passionate are the Allen boys. All right, we're ready to start this second quarter. Outside of hitting the scoreboard, a lot to like about what Collingwood are bringing to this game, but it's a 14-point lead to Melbourne as the umpire holds the ball aloft. And we are ready to go. Cameron, Jackson. Cameron easily in the end, down into the path of DeGoey. Cameron again did well, went and found the footy at ground level. Now Pendlebury can waltz through to centre half forward, dump a long one to Elliott. Good late fist came, Mason Cox's hands just missed and allowed Hibberd through. He tumbles it out, a defensive 50, and Jackson's in good shape out of side.
Picked it up beautifully, the big athletic mobile ruckman, and then he slides one down the line. Not a great kick. And it's going to be out of bounds, thrown in, right decision.
It was good desperate defence too from Michael Hibberd back there. He was out of position. It was a good kick from Pendlebury, but just that effort, that's what they are, a premiership DNA, to get the fist in and keep that ball alive.
Thrown in half forward, Shane Warne stands side of the MCG. Slightly in attack for the Ds. Viney and Crisp go at it. Neither can get clean possession. Viney might have sat on top of it, but inadvertently. So once again, the umpire gives the benefit of the doubt. It'll be thrown in. So Magpies still searching for their first goal in this game. They trail by 14 points.
To go, he tries to barrel his way through Adams. Nice hands to Pendlebury. Now Crisp floats it to half forward. Petty in from the side in front of Elliott. Took a very good relieving mark. He can go across to Harms. Dacos just couldn't quite get there in time. And Spargo comes at Harms. Now Lever. Put Salem on, didn't want to go there. And not much down the line, so he's got to thump a high one and hope that Gawn can come at it. Fritsch there as well. Dacos beautiful front and centre. Halfback, he goes for the all or nothing inboard. Jackson couldn't take it. Now they're off. Pendlebury gets it. Inside 50, bang, Myercheck missed him. Elliott, they'll kick a goal anyway, they should. Ginnivan off a step. This could be their first. Yes, it is. Had to come eventually. 1-5-11 to 3-1-19. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Yeah, it was the all or nothing kick from Josh Dacos. It was a millimetre away from being picked off and probably going towards a goal for Melbourne, but they just couldn't quite take the mark, and then they had the runners streaming through. That good look through the corridor, and although again Pendlebury not his best kick, should have hit my check, but they were able to make it work.
There was a similar option to what he had coming out of that first centre bounce. Joey had the forwards presenting up beautifully in that first occasion, though. He went for the all or nothing sort of Hail Mary back to the goal square as Elliott had found his way out the back. I do like the system that they're providing, but Taylor Adams, take your hat off to him in the middle. He had Jackson going back. He had his direct opponent to beat. He was the one who won the ball and effectively was the one that started that chain that ended up in their Ginnivan goal.
Nice work, Daisy and Joey. It's going to be Pendlebury, just another target that he's missed. Yeah. It's unusual to see his radar not quite on, but he's back in the centre. Petrarca exits with power and speed. And what about that kick? That was just brilliant. To pull that kick and then have it weighted perfectly. Outstanding work.
It certainly was. It was an interesting decision. Nick Dacos has found himself at half back there. His decision to press out on that occasion, it was his man that ended up with the ball 45 out. But Petrarca's cleanliness and ability to see the game at full pace, unbelievable.
Quick reply maybe coming up here through Alex Neil-Bull on his 30-27 set shots for his career. And he's just nicked the goalpost. So 3-2-20 to 1-5-11, 9-point lead in favour of the Ds on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Luke Jackson having good impact, boys.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's getting involved. He's had the 9 disposals already.
A lot of talk about his form coming in being subpar, being good today. McCreery out wide.
Come in.
Long and high down the line. And Turner's taken under the ball. I thought that's a mark too.
Gee, that's normally paid every day of the week. Turner might have just got a fingernail on it, but that's normally always paid.
Yeah, in a one-on-one, that's a mark. So ball up out of side. Cameron again with Jackson. Steele side bottom. Handball now to DeGoey, who just thumps it long down the line. Angus Brayshaw in front, taking the ground to get a free. And the Pies fans over there not happy with anything that's going on.
Just got to be careful, Collingwood allowing Melbourne to have this extra defender behind the ball. They've won a couple of clearances, but they're going to kick it back to these Melbourne interceptors, which is not going to work too well for the Pies.
Good to see Christian Salem back in this side. What a first half of the grand final he had. Goes short and finds Viney. Outer wing.
Outside 5.
Jack Viney can be deliberate with what he wants to do with the ball. He sees Oliver. Good kick. No, just broken up. McCreary now bouncing down the outer wing. Has a couple of bounces. Long ball inside 50. Mason Cox, again a defensive fist on him. Elliott release the ball to the ground. They handball it straight into the hands of the Pig Hibbard. He goes in search of Angus Brayshaw and it gets past him. And it's going to be thrown in 55 from home. Collingwood's punt road end.
Huge crowd at the MCG. It's been cold but still afternoon and still a little bit of sunshine available. Really perfect conditions this time of year in Melbourne. Good contest underway. He's in front by 9 points. Early stage of second term. Side bottom picked it up beautifully. Bends it into the pocket and he's just miscued it. Thought the umpire's about to blow out of bounds.
I did too.
Footy's still in.
I think he should have.
Hibbard's going to clear it defensively. Adams with a defensive fist on it. Nicely done to Goey with strength. And then Cameron, the ruckman, it was a ground level ball. Petrarca was just preying on him. Got it to Viney. Max Gawn down the line takes the mark.
Wants to release by hand or foot. Big Maxi sees Langdon, gets it to him. Half forward out of side. He's called to play on. Runs a bit of an arc and a high one inside 50. Looking at Brown. Also Fritsch. Hands couldn't hang on. Crisp taking the ground. Keziah Pickett lurking. So is Spargo. Did they drag it back in? Melbourne players are pleading with the umpire, but no. And a ball up. Forward pocket, City end. Demons in that direction. Gawn and Cameron. Crisp thumped it out of there. Bouncing ball for Cox. Did that pretty well. Although Jackson slammed him into the ground and holding the ball.
Yeah, great tackle. Got him in a 360 and then the ball hit the ground. So the umpire's generally been instructed to pay that as holding the ball.
So Lukey Jackson got a short one on here to Salem. Too far out to score, Christian Salem. And a mountain of players between he and the goalface. Chipping ball. Gawn one hand to it. Through came Oliver. The class of Clary Oliver. The trap and the snap supreme. 4-2-26. Collingwood 1-5-11. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Clever piece of play there from Big Maxi Gawn as well, Joey. He was the man they went to. He had the defender right on his backside, but just put the big right hand up and hope we get a good look at it here on the Harvey Norman replay, because I think that soft drop was absolutely by design. Clary Oliver good enough to wrap around and come back, pick the ball up and finish. But a bit of a set play there from the D's. All the Pies players knew it was going to go somewhere and short because Salem wasn't in range. Maxi Gawn was the man. Clever little knockdown, but an absolutely beautiful finish. His numbers, two-man Clary Oliver.
Yeah, 18 disposals and a major. And just a positive for the Demons. They're 16th for tackles this year. They averaged 26.5. They've already racked up 23 today, +6 versus Collingwood. They're +25 in disposals.
Yeah, they've matched Collingwood's pressure in this game. That's what they've needed to do.
Clayton Oliver, 18 disposals.
Oh, look at that.
Brilliantly done. Gone to Petrarca. You cannot do that any better. Hands it to Harms. That is superb. Deserves a goal almost. Well done, Darcy Moore in the last line. A ruck clinic to the best midfielder in the game. Triple M Harvey Norman replay, Daisy. You can't do it any better than that, can you?
That is just straight over the head, but straight down your throat.
Mark dropped, so Pickett gets on his bike and misses everything. Kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Those last two centre bounces, almost a bit of bang, bang, bang amongst them, JB.
Any chance at Harmsy? What is Harmsy doing? Exactly. He had Petrarca running shotgun. They could have raffled it to the goal line. Old Chomper said, "My time, boys," and muffed it.
No, the Chompers. That's not understanding where you're at and what you're trying to do. Gone inside 50. Tumbler gets all the way to the back. Fritsch went to ground. Noble kept his feet. Did well. Adams' handball was broken up, and then Fritsch got it again to Bowie. Bowie a high one. Benny Brown's one out. Maynard very hard to move in that situation. They give it straight back to Brown, who kicks a goal. Horrible defensive clanger. Brown's got his second, and now it's a dust on. Of not much significance. It won't surprise you that Maynard was involved at a couple of stages, but they settle it down nicely now. But that is exactly what Ben Brown needs. A gifted goal, his second. And it's now 5-3 to 1-5. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Well, the dust-up started after Bruzzy Maynard came in. I think it was young Murphy who got thrown to the turf. Bruzzy Maynard took exception to that and absolutely upended Clary Oliver. Yeah. He loves it in there, he does Bruzzy, but exactly what the Pies didn't need. All the momentum in this game has now shifted to the D's. They need to hang on here. They need to start it at this centre bounce. But Brent Brown, he was down on the ground. The player there, Quaynard, didn't see him. He went for the handball. He popped up. All of a sudden, kicking it from the top of the square. You've got to take them when you're out of form.
I am a card-carrying member of the Braden Maynard fan club, by the way. He's one of my all-time favourites.
Hard not to like Braden Maynard. He gives everything you want. It's all going Melbourne's way. Petrarca dominating out of the centre. Front and centre, Spargo lurking dangerously. Quaynard did pretty well. Noble copped the high one. And that will be a legitimate free kick. Just a little bit of feeling down there at the moment. The Collingwood defensive end. They're under siege, Joey, right now. They need to hang on.
Yeah, it's the centre square bounces that are killing them. They haven't got the goals straight out of them, Melbourne, but what it's done, they've played the game in their front half. They've had the last 7 inside 50s, and that's what they're doing. They're pressing now, and Collingwood defence are just hanging in.
What are centre clearances, please, True Man?
In this quarter, dust 3-1 Melbourne's way.
They're very clear, though, aren't they? They're waltzing
good
out
ones, yeah.
the front with Petrarca ball in hand. That's always going to be a problem. Side bottom lays a good tackle on Jordan, half forward, right in front of the MCC members. Stand here at the MCG, and the D's are looking strong at the moment. 5-3-33 to 1-5-11 on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Down to Jordan. Round the body to half forward, Harms, and Maynard gets in the way of him. Pendlebury was spun in a tackle, released it almost. Lipinski always clean Salem. Sparrow not clean, and Maynard just ragdolls him at half back. And now goes to side bottom, still at half back in front of the MCC members, in fact. And now Dacos, and he kicks it straight to Gawn, who floated back into the hole. Short to Oliver. And Oliver can run a bit of an arc, and then he gives the handball to Gawn. Bowie thumps it high to half forward. Jackson to fly at this footy. Maynard was there as well. Side bottom walked into a tackle and out of play. So
Melbourne kick, go through.
The non-controlling umpire has overruled the controlling umpire controversially, and it opens the door for Viney, who waltzed around side bottom into the pocket. They're under siege again. Murphy just wanted it over the boundary line. He got it there, but you can listen to what the Collingwood fans think, Daisy.
Just starting to unravel there a little bit for the Pies, though. This is where they need their leaders like side bottom there. He was doing the right thing, trying to just accept the tackle, take it over for a boundary throw-in, but they need to get some ball in hand, try and control the game for a couple of minutes.
Just hanging in there at the moment, the Pies. It's going to come into the hands of Harms at a slight fumble.
Jompers
has been able to keep it in for a moment, but it will be thrown in again. Deep in attack. It's the D's leading by 22 points, and they are doing all of the attacking at the moment.
What is the free kick count, Ash?
Triple M Red ZJB. Free kicks are 8-7 Melbourne's way.
All right, I'm just wondering what the Army are getting wound up about. I'm fascinated by them always. Viney taken in a tackle. Crisp just released it. Maynard did well. Lipinski hit the outside of his boot. It's all down the Melbourne end, and side bottom takes that over. And we're going to get a thrown-in ball.
Pat Lipinski's looked a bit off in this game, too, man. What are his numbers? He's someone who's had such a good season.
Yeah, only 4 touches, averaging a career-high 25 this year.
Repeated stoppages inside forward 50 here for Melbourne. Cameron down. Oliver, little one. Quaynor parked over the footy, so's Crisp. And Oliver goes and finds it again. Can't get through with the handball. Sparrow dropped it. Maynard brings it away. He just got pushed as he kicked it. Bowie taken in the McCreary tackle, and it's a good one. And a ball up 50 from home, City End.
Approaching the halfway mark of this second term. It's been camped inside forward 50. Jackson at the ground. Again, they just ask the question, Melbourne. They keep forcing pressure, and it's just tiring, isn't it, when you're defending all the time and having to fight hard inside their defensive 50. The Pies thrown up again in that area. The ruckman got clean possession. Nick Dacos hands it back to Maynard, to Murphy. Everything under pressure. Skies it. Bowie in front. McCreary fists it away. And off hands again, out of bounds, but it's still locked into this forward half. Thanks to Ream Hot Water, one of our marquee sponsors, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. 5-3 to 1-5, 22-point lead to the D's.
Gone now in ruck, beautifully down to Harms. Jordan tumbles it into the guts of Maynard. And he takes the relieving mark.
This is where they just need to be able to use the ball, build it up, get it in their front half and just relieve a bit of that pressure and see if they can spend a bit of time down their end.
Short to Lipinski.
The tough thing is, after you've defended so hard for so long with that ball in dispute, your tickets to go on offence now are limited.
High, almost taken by Turner on debut. Bowie walked through the tackler. Oliver somehow got it to Sparrow. Tried to milk it free. It wasn't there. Very well umpired. McCreary, good pickup. Back to Pendlebury. Gets mown down holding the ball. Oliver takes advantage. The Chompers Harms. He's going to get mown down. Big ball to win now. Lots of Collingwood representation here. High one. Angus Brayshaw jumped on top of the footy and then got the handball to Gawn. And Brayshaw gets a push in the back free.
Outside five. Go with him, Brody. Go with him.
And Angus Brayshaw goes to Gawn. Quite going to get to him. That's a free kick too. I would have thought a crisp. Now Dacos can stream away off half-back. Gave it to DeGoey. Now Quainer through the middle of the G. Isaac Quainer, long one inside 50. Oh, Petty. In the end, an uncontested mark.
There were 3 Collingwood players inside 50 and he picked out the one Melbourne defender.
Yeah, it was just a bit too easy against Ollie Henry. He got thrown off the footy. He just had to get a contest there. Given all the pressure Melbourne's applied, although Bowie's just coughed it up inside forward 50. Jamie Elliott, can they get a gift here? Elliott with the open goal square's missed. They've had chances. And that would have been a chance to just turn momentum on the back of it. Craig McRae can't believe it. 1-6-12 to 5-3-33. The Demons in front from Triple M Ijalica scoreboard.
Just something from nothing they would have been. They didn't have any right to have that ball turned over. It was a shocking kick, but another really good look that they've squandered.
Salem uses it beautifully off half-back, finds Sparrow out wide. Brown and Jackson as the long targets. You've got to think he's going there. In fact, he bites the short one off to Langdon.
Outside five. Outside five.
Langdon in front of the Shane Warne stand sign.
Outside
and
five.
he takes the short option to Viney. And now Viney will go long.
Fine.
Jackson more in the air as well. Neil Bullen off the front and centre, and that's going to work for Melbourne. Lands in the forward pocket now to play.
Again, more time in forward half. More chance to apply pressure. Big Brody Grundy on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen in the stands alongside a few of his teammates. Looking forward to his return. Viney, Harms, it's all happening 30 metres out. Really good tackle, Pendlebury. Collingwood fans a bit miffed that was not rewarded. Lipinski, as Daisy pointed out, and Joey's having a bit of a tough afternoon. Pat Lipinski can't keep it in. And thrown in at half forward. Thanks to Triple M Ijalica scoreboard. Ijalica, where good food deserves a great drop, and it reads 5-3-33 to 1-6-12 in favour of the D's.
Lull in proceedings. Ball in. Gawn and Cox to the back. Dacos, really well done. Got it to Pendlebury. De Goey, he tried to slap it to McCreary and he did it well. It'll come back to De Goey, centre of the ground. Inside 50, Henry in some space. Sits it up. Jackson one out and well done. Myercheck got rid of him and took a good mark about a metre out. Certain goal here, Collingwood. and bring this margin back to 15 points.
15 seconds. 15 seconds.
Brody Myercheck has been a quality player. 91st game. Certain goals, I said, and Collingwood get their second. Well done. 2-6-18 to 5-3-33. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Well, it was an important clearance, but then it was how they got out of the clearance, wasn't it, Daisy? Because Melbourne, as we've said, have got that spare defender. So if they quick kick it or kick the ball down the line, Melbourne would gobble it up, but they were able to get out with handball. And that was the key. They ran from the stoppage. They used a chain of hands, McCreary and Pendlebury and De Goey all involved, and that opened up the whole side of the field. The MCG took away that spare Melbourne defender, and Collingwood were good enough to use the ball on that occasion.
Even the kick from De Goey going inside forward 50. Lever had positioned himself directly from where he was to the line of goal. So just his ability and awareness to pull the kick. It was out in front of Ollie Henry, which meant Lever had to press out to him, which allowed for the one-on-one. True, man. Melbourne's pressure in this quarter, though, feels like it's been absolutely off the charts. We know the Pies have been under siege.
Yeah, spot on, Daisy. They're going at 208 this quarter. Their season average is 175.
We'll get to Robbo shortly for Bob Jane teammates. Petrarca going to work in the centre. Max Gawn out to James Jordan, and that's, again, a waltzing out of the centre clearance. Spargo takes an uncontested mark. Too far out to score. So he's going to chip it inboard. Oh, Jackson, brilliant extension of the hands. Second grab mark. Supreme.
It certainly was. Decent enough kick too there from Spargo. At the last minute just pulled the kick, knowing that Jackson had the height advantage against his direct opponent there in Howe. The concern for the Pies is how easy those balls are coming out of the centre clearance. So they've put the old heads in there. They've got Pendlebury and Adams in there as well. They just need a better context somehow in the ruck against Gawn.
Pick 3 in the 2019 draft. You couldn't have more impact on a footy club in the time that he has been there with Jackson. In his 42nd game, that one was to the near side, 5-4, 34, 2-6, 18. That is the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Inboard ball for Moore. Thumps it wide. Ginnivan and Bowie. Myercheck. Handball too hot for Hoskin Elliott. Viney came in, tumbled it forward. Moore in good shape, although a rare fumble from him. Now Maynard off halfback into the centre. Finds Elliott. Maynard, Quainer running forward. High ball inside 50. Mason Cox. Good mark. 25 out, tidy Shangle.
And again, almost an identical play to the previous goal from stoppage. This one from the turnover, but they've gone from one side of the MCG, chain of handballs through the corridor, and then kicked it to the fat side of the ground to take away the opportunity for Melbourne defenders to support Cox on lever. Probably a slight push, but we know that forwards have been getting away with a lot of that this year.
So Jackson misses at one end. This would hurt if Cox can stick it through, and he misses. 2-6 becomes 2-7-19 to 5-4-34. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Your boy Jimmy B, Maynard, 11 disposals, 4 intercept possessions in quarter 2 alone.
Love him.
Been huge. Braden Maynard. Fullback kick in Hibbard. Smash back. Darcy Moore, who's waiting there. Oliver and Petrarca. Alex Neil-Bullen. In fact, it is. Got a 1-2 and then sends it to the wing where they're well set up. Jordan. The only one he had it off was Charlie Spargo, and he duly hit up the leading target, allowing some time for some numbers to work their way down. Mitch Brown offers a lead. Haven't seen a lot of him. Murphy's defensive spoil was okay. Petrarca gets it only as far as Jeremy Howe. Picked up a nice ground ball. Nick Dacos to brother Josh. Back to Murphy with a clearing kick. It's come off the side of the boot through the corridor. Lever. It's got a terrible bounce. And now Viney strong enough to get it back to Lever. Wanted Neil-Bullen. Taken away by Nick Dacos. The kick will be okay if Taylor Adams can get it. He's got to contend with Spargo. McCreary goes back after it. Ground ball to one. Spargo got confronted high. It was just a bit overzealous from Taylor Adams days. He didn't need to do it.
You can see the intent from Adams there trying to lift his team. He had a really good first contest with Spargo. The ball spilled. He went again. Just need to understand the player on the ground. You've got him cold. If you can come in and execute a good tackle, you'll be the one getting the free kick rather than giving it on that occasion.
Long ball in the Gawn direction. Big fly from Cox. Maynard went to ground after he was ragged on. That's holding the ball against Viney. They've just lifted a touch here, Collingwood.
If they get the game a bit of a chaos game, when it stays in motion, it's suiting Collingwood. When it's slow and controlled, it's suiting the Ds.
Noble a long one to a 1v2. Lever. That's a block on Cameron, I reckon. Short one to McCreary. Outside 50, he's got Cox on and hits him. How do you not see someone 2.5 metres tall? He had no one anywhere near him, Big Mason. This needs to go through. Get a bit of reward for effort here, Collingwood.
So he just drifted down off Max Gawn, did Mason Cox. Gawn was behind the play. He's a bit sore, actually, Max Gawn. He's coming to the bench, so that's how Cox was able to push forward and get into some space.
He's staring into the Collingwood, giving him a bit of a speech too. Maxie not happy. But Mason Cox has missed again. 2 bad misses. Robbo, down to you.
With Ginnivan. Max Gawn is fuming with Ginnivan. Ginnivan had a bit of a gob off as he ran past him and had a cheeky smile. He stood there for a couple of seconds, eyeballed him saying, get back on the green stuff, we're on.
There's a bit of that effect on people, Jackie Ginnivan.
He does.
Normally unflappable Max, he wants to get out there and kill. Little Jack, Ben Brown, taken by De Goey. They're going to come forward again here, the Pies. Chris running through half forward. Next kick, Myercheck came at it, cut through the gap. And Myercheck directly in front from 30 metres out.
The forward handball is the one that's getting them, but we're having a good look at this on the Harvey Norman replay. Robbo's right. Max Gawn absolutely fuming. Stood there, fed it to him, slapped away high fives, didn't want a piece of it. He's not happy, but the Pies, they've got to be pleased with that. Their ability to chain out of handball or when they're getting turnover is causing the Ds to press out, which is why they're getting good looks one-on-one inside forward 50.
He does this part of the game pretty well. Brody Myercheck directly in front. They desperately need back-to-back goals for the first time. Myercheck's kicked the last 2 of the game, and the Pies are back to within 8 points. 5-4-34 to 3-8-26. That is all on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Yeah, been a great effort from Collingwood. They've just ramped it up the last 10 minutes. They've had the 5 turnovers, been able to get inside 50 and scored every time. They've had 4 shots from their last 4 entries. So when the game's in motion and they can get that turnover and apply their pressure and go at Melbourne and test them defensively, which is what we wanted pre-game, they've now been able to get good looks. They just couldn't get that game going for the first 15 minutes of the quarter when it was stuck in Melbourne's front half.
And Nick Dacos had a career-high 36 touches last week. He's racked up 16, going at 71% by foot.
Thanks for that, Ash. Red Z lending stats. 2 in a row, Myercheck and Collingwood. 26 plays 34. Melbourne 8-point leaders. The last 5 minutes has been all black and white. Jackson, clean possession, but then ripped in a tackle. Dacos came off the line, gave it to De Goey. Now handball. Finds side bottom, back to De Goey on the outer wing. Can't get away from Viney, so got a double back to Noble. The Noble, a high one down the line. And 2 strong Hibbard on Henry. Robbo.
I know Max Gawn's fuming with Ginnivan, and get ready for that. That's chapter 2, but he's down in the rooms now. They've worked on that hip. He got crunched early, so he's down in the rooms getting some attention on that.
Brown has to battle with side bottom. Noble. Slipped the ball back to Crisp. They cough it up though. Sparrow gave it by hand to Oliver. High ball forward. Brown's got to compete in the air. That's Mitch. And the spoil goes over the line out of side. And we'll get it thrown in. Harvey Norman, by the way, bonus gift cards on selected products. Harvey Norman shop, in-store or online.
32 seconds remaining in the half. It's thrown in at half forward. Mason Cox bold enough to take clean possession. Picked up by Petrarca. Now Oliver. Disposal number, what was that, man?
26.
26 in the first half. Could make that 27 now. World record pace as Josh Dacos finds Henry. We've got 12 seconds till the quarter time siren. They've got to get moving quickly. Henry does it down to 7 seconds. They need a mark here at half forward. McCreary, a lot of Melbourne numbers back there. Lever, Salem, they all combine, and there is the halftime siren, so no further score. And we've got a tight one here on Queen's birthday, 5-4-34 to 3-8-26. It's an 8-point lead in favour of the D's. Last 2 goals of the game went the way of Collingwood. It is all the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. JB is with us, Daisy's with us, the two-man in good form, as well as Joe Montagna and Mickey Roberts at ground level. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a ring.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
One of the most enticing coaching roles now has been opened, as you suggested. Alistair Clarkson is the hot favourite. He is very happy to throw his hat on the ring, as he said on Fox Footy.
Did you mean in the ring?
He's happy
you said he's going to throw his hat on the ring.
Yeah, on the ring.
It's a different thing.
Something totally different.
You're playing a different game. You're playing quoits.
Yes.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
If you've come home to find your property has been damaged, call 131 444.
If you've had something stolen from your car, call 131 444.
If you've lost something or found something valuable, call 131 444.
If you want to register a party or let us know you're going away on holiday, call 131 444.
So save 131 444 to your phone for when you need the police but not the sirens. For more information and for online reporting, visit police.vic.gov.au.
Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Stock up the ute with unbeatable tax time savings with Bosch Power Tools. 7 kits to choose from, all backed by an industry-leading 6-year guarantee. Like the 12-volt 3x360-degree green beam laser and 40-metre rangefinder with 12-volt batteries for just $699. That's over $300 off. Get the real deal this tax time with Bosch Power Tools. Available in-store and online at Total Tools, Sydney Tools, Bunnings Warehouse and other Bosch retailers.
The new Shell Card Go app is here to keep your business moving. You can pay with the app right from the pump, so there's no more queuing at the checkout. For more info or to apply, visit shell.com.au/shellcardgo and download the app for Apple and Android now.
With doubt and dismay you are smitten. You think there's no chance for you, none. Why, the best books haven't been written. The best race hasn't been run. The best tune hasn't been played yet. Cheer up, for the world is young. For the best jobs haven't been started. The best work hasn't been done. The future belongs to the ready. Deakin University.
Don't waste winter shivering down in Melbourne. Come on up and join us here on Mount Buller, where midweek is your time to ski like a local. Rediscover Apres and live it up like it's 2019. Seriously, midweek is the perfect time to work from Mount Buller and save up to 40% on everything to stretch your dollar snow much further. The snow's already dumping, so search Mount Buller today and we'll see you on the slopes midweek. Go on, search Mount Buller now.
At NIB, we're here to help you live health first, whatever that means to you. Get the cover you need, plus health tips, guidance, and discounts on healthy living. Don't just get health insurance. Get health first with NIB. Visit nib.com.au today.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Make this end of financial year a safe one at Bob Jane T-Marts. Buy 3 tyres, get 1 free. And get up to $100 instant cash back on these top brands such as Bridgestone, Goodyear, Yokohama, Michelin, Dunlop and the Bob Jane All-Rounder. Buy any 4 Monster wheels and off-road tyres and enter to win a fantastic OzTrack camper trailer. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
8-point halftime lead for Melbourne. Entertaining game. Queen's birthday Monday, the big freeze, of course, and looking at the scoreboard just prior to halftime days, they were very close to the 2 million that they were chasing, and of course the government matched that, so we're up around 4, and that is a brilliant result.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Throughout the game we've seen on the Harvey Norman replay, people just panning to the crowd, and near on, I'd say 95% of the people in this venue today, which is a lot of them, have a beanie on. So it's a great cause. Great to see everyone continuing to get around it. We had good fun with the slide to start off proceedings.
Yep.
Some very interesting ones. Your mate Andy Marr didn't fire a shot.
Come on,
not the point of the story. And then after that, we knew there was going to be a good game of footy breakout, and it hasn't disappointed so far.
No, the Magpies actually should be close to in front if they'd taken the chances. They had some really gettable ones in the first quarter that they missed, but I guess from a neutral observing point of view, Days, it's whether they can maintain the pressure all the way through.
Yeah, well, even in that second turn there, it looked like Melbourne had absolutely flexed on them for the best part of 5-10 minutes, and it looked like they were hanging on for dear life. But they're just able to arrest some of that momentum, get it back in their favour. Again, though, a couple of let-offs at the other end too from Mason Cox, and that's the nourishment you need when you're playing against really good sides. The reward for effort is what keeps you hanging around, but obviously scoreboard pressure as well.
Half-time break for Bosch Power Tools, 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools, 1 battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. Joey Montagna, what have you?
Yeah, well, Daisy's right. Well, when you talk about the weight of the first half, besides probably that 10-minute patch where Melbourne won those centre clearances and played the game in their front half and were able to score and put Collingwood defence under pressure, the other quarter and a half have probably been owned by Collingwood. They've had some really good looks going forward. They've had some good looks going forward. They've taken 7 marks inside 50, which is already a really high number. And if it wasn't for some conversion, they would be in front. They've had the 11 shots to 9 and playing the better footy. And I think they like the turnover game. When it's been in motion and it's been high pressure and chaos, it suits them. They're getting going. They're getting some good looks through the corridor. So Melbourne just got to be careful here, because if the game continues in that fashion, you think Collingwood can get back in front.
Nice trampolining off halfback too. Bruzzy Maynard, but also Quaynor. We've seen DeGoey get back there, Pendlebury back there, and they launch from there. It's good fun to watch Collingwood, I reckon.
Yeah, it certainly is, and they're bold with it and they stick with it. It doesn't matter if they bugger one up or bugger two off. They're obviously under the instruction and giving great confidence there from Craig McRae to continue to take that game on. And with Melbourne, we know they've been allowed to have a +1 today. But if you are going to play a +1 or come up against a +1, like we spoke about a bit, if the pressure's good enough and you hack it forward, well, that's going to play into Melbourne's hand. But when the Pies got on top and got some really good looks, their ability to chain out of stoppage with forward handball, which means when you're coming through the centre of the ground, you look up, there will be a +1, but that defender then has to make a decision. If there's an extra handball or there's no pressure on the ball carrier, he has to be the one who presses out. Then you get some really good looks one-on-one inside forward 50.
And the Jack Ginnivan watch is a must-watch, Joey, and we've enjoyed it. He's kicked a goal, of course, and then gobbed off at probably one of the most famous players in the comp in Big Maxi Gawn, the premiership captain, and gave him a speech on the way off.
Yeah,
it got in the grill of Maxi.
He did. It's always a little sideshow now when you're watching Collingwood. He got 1 free kick for when he sort of lowered his knees, and it was still a free kick. He deserved to get it. He's had a couple of shots. He kicked a really nice goal in that second term, and then you're right, Maxi Gawn was one of those Melbourne players that just gave him a little mouthful earlier when he did miss the goal. So I was wondering whether Jack Ginnivan just gave him something back to think about, and Big Maxi didn't like it. He thought, who's this young upstart just giving me a bit of lip? But we love it. It adds to the entertainment value, and he's a good little player, and he's always involved in the action.
You think of Maxi Gawn, though, usually unflappable.
Yes.
Usually doesn't matter what's going on, what state of play, what state of the game, whether it be after a loss. We saw him throughout the week facing the media, just very level, sort of out of the V early.
Yep.
He was genuinely fuming.
He was. Yeah, I like it. What sort of a crowd have we got here, do you reckon, Dace? Is it 80? Doesn't feel quite like 80.
No, I'm going to say high 70s, mid to high 70s, I think. Probably a touch of the weather's kept a few people away, although it's not raining.
It's
cold. About 5 degrees.
It is cold.
Colder than a polar bear's toenails.
Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field. Amy does, and this happened in the first term. Can get on the skates and slide it over the top to Brown. Good ball's going to bounce, but he's got nowhere to go. Handball's back to Pickett. Half forward, trying to stretch away from Maynard. Ducked into 2 tackles. Now Maynard drives him into the decks. Absolutely pizzled him. And I think he just made it a little personal at the end there too, Braden Maynard. He's a star, Braden Maynard. The brother's big chassis. Big fat ass and legs, and you just can't move him. He is quality. I don't know where he got that shape from, by the way. I told you I was in the lift with Mum and Dad on the way up here, and his old man Peter Maynard doesn't have any of that size about him at all. Didn't have when he played, doesn't have now. We're getting to a half-time break. You're going to get the big juke on the other side of it. Ash will give us a look at the Red Z lending stats as well. It is Queen's birthday Monday, half-time. And Melbourne lead Collingwood by 8 points. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery, corded power. Backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
From Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
The greatest ever countdown is now playing on Triple M. You've voted for 600 of rock's greatest hits. But what's number one? Well, according to this email, Man, we love counting stuff. On Triple M, rock's greatest hits 600. Continues 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Tools, tools, tools! Sydney Tools! Sydney Tools tax time sale is on now. Makita 18-volt 2-piece combo with dual port charger and a bonus grinder, $7.29. Milwaukee heated camo jacket only $2.49. Plus score a free battery. Massive savings on combo kits. And tools, air compressors, laser levels, welding, generators and much, much more. CPI compact green beam laser with 2 rechargeable batteries, just $3.49. Get your tax write-off now. Sydney Tools, best prices guaranteed. Shop in store online at sydneytools.com.au.
It's almost 5 o'clock, and that means one thing. It's time to switch on Jen. Melbourne's 10 News first at 5 with Jennifer Kite.
As part of Victoria's Big Build, we're removing 85 dangerous and congested level crossings, with 60 already gone. Buses will replace trains on sections of the Mernda line until the 29th of May, as we remove 4 level crossings in Preston. Buses will also replace trains on the Sunbury line between Sunshine and Sunbury from the 3rd to the 29th of June, as we remove the Gap Road level crossing. Find out if you're affected at bigbuild.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Hi, Sam here from Our Van RV. After 30 years of running dealerships, I've never seen a more competitive time in the caravan industry. We're taking this challenge head on. With over 80 models of new Australian-made caravans and a large variety of used caravans to choose from, we also carry a huge range of new parts and accessories. And now even more staff on site to handle all your caravan needs. So if you haven't been in to see us yet, come on down or give us a call on 1300 068 700 or see ourvanrv.com.au.
What's for dinner? Try Cole's one-pan bolognese pasta recipe. Made with 5 ingredients in 25 minutes. Serves 4 for just $4 per serve. It's one of over 100 recipes at coles.com.au. Coles. Value the Australian way.
Introducing the Wheels Car of the Year, the fully electric Kia EV6. Leading the charge with over 500 kilometres of driving range, newfound levels of technology, performance, build quality, refinement and luxury. The judges were unanimous. The Kia EV6, Wheels Car of the Year. To find out more, visit kia.com.au.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Good blokes don't abuse local umpires. Great blokes call it out. Triple M stands against umpire abuse.
Hey there, I'm Michaela Savage with your national news briefing. 92 top doctors have been named among nearly 1,000 Queen's Birthday Honours recipients. It includes former Chief Medical Officer Dr Brendan Murphy, New South Wales Chief Health Officer Dr Kerry Chant, and former Queensland Chief Health Officer Dr Jeanette Young. AMA Vice President Dr Chris Moyes says it's great to have so many doctors honoured for their important work.
It's been really important during a time that has been extremely scary to have had doctors standing up and really taking the brunt and responsibility right throughout the whole time. I think that is to a great degree why Australia has actually been able to sail through this relatively well compared to most other countries.
Australia's relationship with China has begun to thaw after the first official talks between the two countries in 3 years. Our new Defence Minister has met with his Chinese counterpart for more than an hour in Singapore. Richard Miles says they discussed rising tensions in the Pacific, including an incident between a Chinese fighter jet and an RAAF surveillance plane last month. Briefly, Australia's first Indigenous Supreme Court Justice has been sworn in Brisbane. Justice Lincoln Crowley says it's remarkable that it's taken so long for a First Nations person to be appointed to the position. And it's probably not the news the little ones want to hear, but new research has found chores make kids smarter. La Trobe Uni finding household tasks like cooking and gardening for 5 to 13-year-olds help with better planning and remembering instructions.
Spend and save right now at Amart. Spend $19.99 in-store or online and save $250. Hurry, offer ends Tuesday.
Checking Melbourne's weather, cloudy skies this evening, dropping down to 9 degrees tonight. A possible shower developing tomorrow, 13, and showers for Wednesday. Our listener app is the new home of your local news. Join up to listen live or on demand now.
Shut up! The footage on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
Half time at the MCG, Queen's birthday, and what an afternoon it's been. Huge crowd in, Big Freeze 8 was a roaring success, and you can still head to fightmnd.org.au. The fight against the beast is far from over, and what a sight it was to see Neil Danaher this afternoon here at the MCG. Daisy, Joey, JB, we've got the Two Man and Mickey Roberts at half time. Before we get back into this game, Joey, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Need a break, book, direct and save with Choice Hotels, choicehotels.com. The rolling fixture, you go from Queen's birthday and you look up, Thursday's just around the corner. And a belter that's going to be, Carlton and Richmond.
That's going to be an amazing game, Carlton-Richmond Thursday night. Yeah, the Tigers are starting to come. They're fully fit. Their game style is now back. They're playing the way they were when they were winning their premierships. They're coming nicely. But the Blues, I mean, how good are they to watch? We all love what the Carlton Footy Club have done this year. The two talls up forwards, the strength of the midfield, their defence is holding up really well without wearing. It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be a real good guide to see whether Richmond are legitimately a chance to be a team to make a prelim, or if Carlton can continue their ways and beat a rampaging Tigers who have won 5 of their last 6, well then, anything's possible for the Blues. So yeah, that is going to be a beauty. Can't wait for that one. Hopefully the weather stays like it is, dry for a few days, and we get a great contest.
I like the Thursday night fixture. Daisy, you a fan or not?
Yeah, big fan. Big fan when I was a player as well, Duke. Means you get the weekend off historically as well, so you can have a good time, enjoy yourself.
That suited you, Daisy?
It suited me right down to the ground. But even now, if you come here Thursday night, I think, you're close enough to the weekend. You generally get a decent enough crowd if it is a good game. And this is going to really kick-start a big weekend of footy as well. So the old traditional rivals, I know the Blues are going along nicely, but as Joey said, I've seen them in the last couple of weeks, the Tigs, they're just starting to get back to their very best too. In and around the footy, they're hard, they're tough. Obviously, Dusty Martin getting back. It's expected that Tom Lynch may return as well. So all the stars. And for the Blues, great to see Caleb Marchback come back in a return game after a long time out and have a real impact in the absence of Jacob Wiedering.
As I was talking to, who won the Thursday night game? Richmond
beat Port Adelaide,
So we spoke to someone from Richmond, one of the players.
Liam Baker.
Yeah, who said recovery and review Saturday morning. That's a weekend destroyer.
Yeah,
surely you can push the recovery.
Because they got the Thursday again, so they had to shorten their week.
It's a coach's special, that.
They're
smart.
Saturday morning.
You don't want any of the reptiles like Daisy just taking off on a 4-dayer. You get them back in halfway through just to make sure that everything's okay, which is a nightmare. Because it's just a chance to get away and do something.
Just a little spell.
Would have been appreciated, you would have thought. Friday night, the tribute game to our great friend Spud Frawley, which we love, Joey, and the Spud Frawley Centre is a great piece, all in support of mental health awareness, and that looms as an interesting game Friday night too with the Saints.
Yeah, Spud's game. Saints are going to have a few injuries, a couple of concussions and a hamstring to Zach Jones. They're playing the Bombers, who we know aren't playing their best footy. You wonder whether it's a matter of time until they do hit their straps, but you would expect St Kilda to win that one. They do have a tough run home, the Saints, so they do need to knock off the games of teams below them, so they'd be expecting to win that one Friday night.
I did head into the RSEA Centre last week because my youngest Freddie's his rep team is supported really well actually by St Kilda and their development programs. But I'm standing in there, Duke, while they're giving all the kids their jumpers, and I could feel Spud. I could feel his eyes and his words. What are you doing in here? Who allowed you in? Like, seriously, we don't let people like you into our club. I could feel it.
Yeah, and the Danny Frawley Centre is going to leave that legacy. There's Spud everywhere there, and the impact that he had, and now what the football club will do to support those with mental health issues and everything else. So it is going to be a tribute to Spud, the Spud's game. So we want all Saints fans to get along Friday night. Should be another cracking contest.
Mickey Roberts been a bit of spite in this one heading into half-time for Bob Jane Teamarts. What can you tell us?
It has, and only the privilege getting in on down at Moorabbin too, JB, that's for sure.
Come on, Robert.
Hey, there has been some spite, and why not? It's finals like. There's a massive crowd in here, and I was really interested to see how Max Gawn came out to lead his side out. Melbourne were first out, followed by Collingwood, because he had his left ankle strapped at half-time. But I reckon he was in there too. They've been working on a left hip, and he got absolutely cleaned up. And I reckon he's been bashed a couple of times in contested ball. He finished that first half in the room, so they've put a lot of work into Max. They need him up and about to win this.
Robbo for Bob Jane Teamarts, buy 3, get 1 free. Instant cash back. Bridgestone, Goodyear, Yokohama, Michelin, Dunlop, and many more. BobJane.com.au.
Just watching Choco Williams walk to the bench in his role with Melbourne, and he's got the Sharon in his hand and his left foot and his right. He doesn't think he gets enough respect for his playing career, Choco. Well, it's 100%. He's filthy on it. He says, you blokes in the media, you know I played, didn't you?
Was he any good? Was he how good of a footy player?
According to him, champion for Collingwood, he said.
Self-described. He was the best and fairest winner, multiple premiership player with Port Adelaide. Very, very good career. I think he doesn't think he gets enough credit, full stop, Jay.
No,
I think that stopped with the playing
career. That's actually true. Yeah, full stop. I like it. No, he was a very good player, Joey. For the Pies back in the 80s. All right, we are ready to go. 3-8-26, speaking of the Pies, to 5-4-34. But just some efficiency in front of goal, and they could easily be in front, Collingwood. Beautiful setting. Dusk. Why wouldn't you want this for the grand final, brother? It's another argument.
Don't get me started on that, Joe.
Why wouldn't we want this as we get ready? Perfect conditions for AFL footy at the MCG. Here we go. Two great clubs. Bounce of the ball to get us underway. Max Gawn and Cameron parked under it. Cameron did brilliantly. Got it down to De Goey. End-on-end ball. Lever's got to go back and track it. And he's the best in football nearly at being able to do that. And Shorty goes to Salem.
Started on Ginnivan, Jake. Lever, and there's your call beautifully, JB. He reads it so well off the boot. Now, Petrarca, what's his game look like, please, man?
It's 17 touches.
His short ball to Neil Bullen wasn't great. Opens the door for the Magpies. Ginnivan sold Hoskin Elliott in some trouble. So much so that it's been won back by the D's into Salem. Mitch Brown calls Jordan out of it. Max Gawn starting forward. Ben Brown down there. He's pushed forward, I should say, Max. He's got Darcy Cameron. Instead, the short one now to Petrarca, who heads in the Gawn direction. It was a really good kick. Max dropped the mark. He's been taking them regularly. Noble had to get rid of the handball under real pressure. Viney bending it to the goal square, and what a kick, what a goal on the non-preferred. Jack Viney, not a known celebrator, but he loved every bit of that. The D's get the first strike of the second half. They go to 6-4-40. The Pies are 3-8-26, all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, he's not known to hit him flush on his right boot either, so I think that's why he was celebrating. That was a great finish on his opposite from a standing start. From about 40, the kick to Gaunt was a beauty. Just mistimed the run, and then Johnny Noble just sort of thought he could break through the tackle, coughed up that handball, which is so got to be so careful, don't you, Daisy, inside your defensive 50, just to sort of handball it indiscriminately into space. And it was Jack Viney in the right spot, and then finished the work.
Beacon Trade, supporting tradies, 120 stores, expert teams, huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier. Just goal number 6, I think, for Viney on the season. So couldn't have come at a better time. 6-4-40 to 3-8-26. First of this second half to the Demons. Good bounce in the middle. Gawn this time down to Petrarca brilliantly. Wide to Viney. Holding shape was Langdon. Long ball inside 50. Fritch in from the side. Couldn't hang on. Cozzy Pickett hit it hard. Moore did brilliantly well. To Murphy. Murphy around the body. It's going to bounce into the hands of Oliver, who took the tackler on, holding the ball.
Chris executed that tackle brilliantly. Not an easy man to nail, Clary. Jack Chris came up with a strong play. Half-back Shane Warren stands side of the MCG, sends it down the line. Sliding in, Ollie Henry hasn't had much action in the afternoon. Jamie Elliott, one-on-one with Hibbard. Nice pick-up from Elliott. Got it back. Taylor Adams sends it further forward. Myercheck almost had a bit of a jumper hold. Lipinski's been quiet. Left foot snap misses. 3-9-27. Collingwood 6-4-40 the D's. And that is all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams, and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
Again, just another half opportunity the Pies not able to take. They would have loved to come out of the half and put some sort of scoreboard pressure on the D's immediately.
Salem, long in the Brown direction. He's only got Quaynor to beat in the air, and that was, well, he should have done it. Shoveled handball here for Jordan. Viney, Angus Brayshaw, Jordan. They get out of there by hands. This is Mitch Brown around the body. Howe was in the hole. It's going to bounce in front of him and out of play. And umpire gives Brown the benefit of the doubt. So we'll have a ball in half forward for Melbourne.
There we go. Max, Darcy.
80 from home for the Demons. Gawn wraps arms. Petrarca was superb, ran hard at it. Salem sees Oliver. Oliver just thumps a high one inside 50. Mitch Brown in the air. Fritsch at ground level won a really good ball. Tried to give it to the Chompers Harms. His handball straight into the legs of Murphy. Ball inside 50 for Melbourne.
Probably should have been a free kick to Darcy Moore there. Mitch Brown wasn't even contesting the ball at the start. He just wanted to stop Darcy Moore's run and jump. Probably did it unfairly, but the umpire missed it.
Punt road end to the MCG. It's where the D's are attacking. Ben Brown doing some ruck work. Gained clean possession. Now that rule needs some readjusting. Back again. They've overcooked it the other way in my mind. Picked up by Crisp. Pendlebury on hands and knees.
Play on.
Crisp was tackled again. Hoskin Elliott. Maynard checked his run back inside to Quainer to Pendlebury. They did well to get out under some pressure. Pendlebury dumps it down the line.
Well,
but here is Disco Turner. He's going to be a crowd favourite, Disco. He's got that look about him on debut. Looks composed, the young man.
He thumps it inside 50. It's not a great ball for Petrarca, and easily done. Maynard playing a very good game of football. Takes the intercept mark for the Magpies. Goes back to Moore. Top of the goal square. The switch is on, although the kick doesn't get there. Mitch Brown breaks it up. A 1v3 ground level now has got to work. Murphy's going to be confronted by Harms. Harms to Mitch Brown, who dribbles it. Petrarca will kick a goal. No, he could not handle the pill. All on his own in the square, and behind the result.
Extraordinary scenes. Christian Petrarca never ever fumbles. And he had a gift in the goal square. Dropped it, free kick going Melbourne's way. James Jordan's going to send them back inside forward 50. Off the outside of the boot. Ben Brown from the side. Good effort. Nearly claimed the mark on the juggled attempt. Magpies defenders cleaned it up. Quainer got a 1-2 back from Hoskin Elliott. Scramble kick, but he was cleaned up by Cozzy. Downfield free kick. Going the Magpies' way. Mason Cox has got it.
Stand, come on.
Half back, he steers a little one to Jamie Elliott.
Stand.
On this member's wing.
Downfield.
In front of the Magpies interchange race. Nick Dacos snuck on and he just said, give the ball to me. And he's got an ability to command the ball, Daisy, like no young player I've ever seen, Nick Dacos.
No, not for a bloke who's in his 12th game of footy. His ability to get the ball but then demand a 1-2 straight away. Loves racking the footy up, very good at using it too, so why wouldn't you give it to him?
It was Nick to brother Josh. He sends it down the line. Myercheck, contested mark. He was the 1 against 2. Got rid of Hibbert and Disco Turner. Myercheck, cute angle, right forward pocket, 35 to 40 metre kick, but tucked up on the boundary line.
Just the experience of Myercheck on young Turner was able to work him under the footy. Turner just sort of slightly thought that, Hibbard was going to take the mark, so just slightly didn't put as much body work in as he usually would, and Myercheck took advantage.
Kicked the last 2 goals of the first half, Brodie Myercheck. Pushed that one across the face of goal, right across the face and out of bounds on the full.
Angus Brayshaw short to Lever. Lever will probably go back to Brayshaw, I reckon. He does. Out of side. Lopes out of D50, has a bounce. And then beautiful ball for Fritsch, and he'll get a free. Fritsch out of side. He's got runners on inside. Still got Harms if he wants to go there. Goes inside further to Salem on the logo. Salem short one. Neil Bullen's got it.
3 metres. Okay, go 5.
He's a kick and a half from home, Neil Bullen. He's steering it back out to Fritsch. 60 out. Runs the arc and then low bullet straight to Moore. Simple mark.
Oh, he's had it smothered off the boot. Cozzy Pickett's going to pick it up and goal. Massive turnover. Darcy Moore can't believe it. Cozzy's picked his pocket and made him pay. 20-point margin. These fans out of their chairs, and Cozzy has done what Cozzy does best on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what Darcy Moore was doing there. Even the play on the option he was about to take up the field, there was Melbourne players everywhere. Just a bit of sensing of the game there. The ball in transition, you're taking a nice intercept mark. Yes, you can still go back and get some speed in the ball, but to play on at that point of the ground, any sort of turnover is deadly. But Cozzy Pickett, super alert, super vigilant. As soon as he saw him take a step, pretended like he was getting out, watching the ball carrier, bang. And the soft drop too, left foot snap. A bit of a brain fart there from Darcy Moore.
Christian Salem, only his third game for the year, 16 disposals, but he's going at 100% efficiency. Melbourne very strong with third quarters, have won 10 from 12.
So Christian Salem's got the best little dinky kick in the AFL. Doesn't miss.
Jackson high, and then tried to track it ground level. Scramble inside the centre circle. Umpire lets it go for a long time. It's still going. Eventually he's going to blow the whistle. He does. And we'll have it all over again in the middle of the ground. Petrarca, so strong, goes to Fritsch. Murphy, good mark. Got rid of Fritsch and took it on the second attempt. Handball to Dacos. Through the middle he goes. Steers it in the Cameron direction. Now Adams by hand, centre half forward. Adams tries to get to Big Mace, misses him. Salem comes in with a one hand. Lever then wrapped up in the McCreary tackle, gone. Holding the ball. Hot footy.
Got a look at it there, Harvey Norman replay. Just the smallest of left arms come out. He took the ball cleanly in the right hand, but the motion of trying to fend off, it was a hot free, but it was certainly there. That's the cues the umpires are trying to look for, and that's why they're paying the free kicks on the back off.
This would have been better just to run into that tackle, and it wouldn't have been holding the ball.
Absolutely.
You're right, he stuck his arm out sort of half a metre. The umpire said that was a cue for Pryor.
Bo McCreary to drag it back to 14 points. Almost directly in front, 30 out, should be a goal, and it is. 4-9-33 to 7-5-47. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And that's a clutch kick, I reckon, from the kid. If he had have missed that, Daisy, I reckon that might have almost just started to break the spirits of the Pies players if they went to 3 goals 10 with all the good looks they've had. So that was important for him to steel himself, go back, kick the goal, and now they can wrestle back a bit of momentum.
Talk about clutch kicks, though. Nick Dacos again did the wrap around, got the ball. It was Murphy who took the mark. As soon as he got it, though, he looked nowhere but the corridor with a low dart. High risk, high reward. They played off the back of that. Really muffed it going to Big Mason inside forward 50, who hasn't looked like he was going to clunk anything today. But good pressure as a result of that. We know that's a Pie strength. They got some good pressure. They fought it out. And a really nice settler for the Pies.
Daisy Thomas, Joey Montagna, your Triple M Super special comments. Expert Super making hard work pay off. Brian McCreary, big play. Let's get to Robbo, Bob Jane teammates.
I'm about a metre away from this. Pendlebury came off, said his hamstrings were tight, so I'm saying lower back, working on both as we speak.
Thanks, Robbo. First with the news at ground level. That's a developing story there. Chris got it to the runner of Mason Cox, who called for the handball receive. Big Mason, you can't do that. He'll never do it ever again, Daisy. I promise you, you won't ever see that. Back-to-back goals for the Magpies. And he is pumped with himself. In fairness, he's always pumped with himself. But now he's got the side back within 8 points. The Magpies 5-9 to 7-5 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Wow. That goal's gone through 15 seconds ago. He got back and walked to the centre, Jonathan Brown style, with his hand and finger in the air, pointing to the crowd going, what about me? Yes, a bit of Mason time. The innate ability to make the easy look hard and the hard look easy.
Started with a great clearance from Taylor Adams in and under to fight to win that footy.
Look at Cripps here on the Harvey Norman though, Joey. He looked up, he saw it was Mason calling for him. He said, no, thank you. It wasn't until he got tackled he said, yeah, okay, maybe all right.
Robbo.
This is developing story, this one. Max Gawn has taken himself off doctor and physio talking to him. We know he's got an ankle problem and a hip problem. He's been bashed up, the skipper.
Long one, Oliver inside 50. Here comes Moore. Such a magnificent sight to see him jump at the footy. Handball to Dacos inside defensive 50. Bounce to the outer side for Nick. And then Maynard. Long wobbly ball down the line. Brayshaw in front. Couldn't hang on. And then couldn't keep it in. Robbo, to you.
Born straight into the rooms. They're going to work on this. They're going to have to work on that ankle again. It's a left one. And also he's complaining about a hip. He actually got hit in a massive contest about 2 minutes ago, JB, so he's in the rooms.
Jackson clean possession and then walked into the tackle at Crisp. Cox around the body this time. Brayshaw doesn't spill the mark. And takes it at half back.
Outside 5.
And again, having a nice patch in this game, Collingwood.
Move it on. Play on.
Thought about the switch, Brayshaw, and then he's got Jackson on. Or Sparrow. And he finds Sparrow.
Shane Warne stand wing here at the MCG. And as Ricky Roberts just said Mac's gone down getting treatment. Pies have got the last couple. It's an 8-point lead to the D's. Ben Brown launching out of Mason Cox, playing out of his skin at the moment. Takes a nice mark in his defensive 50 zone. He's shown almost undid all of his good work.
That's that easy looking hard bit.
The confidence meter is through the roof, which is a worry. Nick Dacos finds Quainer. Get it now to the members' wing side. Quainer's kick had to be perfect. It was a good effort. Hoskin Elliott's going to win the ball at ground level. Touch play on. Disco Turner came at it full-chested. Elliott picked it up. Wanted McCreary. McCreary had his back to him. Getting the handball dispossessed. He was really lucky there, Lipinski, not to be pinned. Turner's down behind play. We'll get back to Robbo in a moment on that.
Yeah, it's Disco.
Lipinski's fought back. Nick Dacos' handball coughed it up. The D's are going to get it through Jordan. He spins it inside 50. Bounces over the head of Mason Cox. Nick Dacos' handball partially smothered by Fritsch. Jeremy Howe there to save the day. Lipinski back in. Got a handle on Lipinski. Hacks the kick to half forward and Brayshaw's all over it again. It's in half back.
What's happened to Big Disco, Robbo?
He's been knocked out, JB, and it was Elliott. A clash of heads. He is staggering. He has just got up. He is just, the 12th round, I reckon, staggering towards the boundary line, JB.
He doesn't look in a good way. As Hoskin Elliott's got it, they need to get him off and get a fit footballer on the ground. As Petty with a big fist. Ginnivan controlled it nicely. Handball over the top here. Cameron getting it back. Elliott. Great chase and tackle. Brayshaw. Just enough to affect the kick. And the ball goes over. Hot footy at the moment. 47 plays 39. 8-point lead Melbourne.
Harvey Norman replay. What are you seeing there, Joey?
He just unfortunate accident. Jamie Elliott just ran straight into him, head clash. He'll be out of the game, I would think.
Very much like the one Thursday night that started the round. Zach Butters and Tom Jonas smashed heads. Had that same vibe about it. He looked pretty sick and sorry. The debutant.
With Big Maxi in the rooms too, though, if they do pull the trigger on the sale, that could be 2 down.
Daisy Thomas and Joey, super special comments all over. It's got some real atmosphere at the moment here in CG. Crowd getting involved, tight game, huge stakes. Melbourne have lost their last 2 coming into this round. And they've got a fight on their hands. Harms has the ball on the AFL logo.
Brayshaw's had a good 5 minutes while this has been hot. A couple of intercept marks, a chase down tackle.
What's he had for the night, please, Tuman, for the afternoon?
He's had 16 touches, number 1 ranked player in this quarter, 6 disposals, 4 marks, 3 intercepts.
Yeah, he's been huge. Free kick to Neil Bullen at half forward.
Not happy. The Pie Army as Neil Bullen can dump this inside 50. He's got Benny Brown coming at the ball. Oh, big mate! He's capable of extraordinary minutes. And then capable of doing the absolute most incredibly bad thing you've ever seen. But we're enjoying the good bit at the moment, and it's real good. Myercheck just couldn't handle the footy on the wing. Petrarca went and found it, gave it to Brayshaw. And Brayshaw off a step, good to Viney.
Jack Viney's got it, releases it back to Petrarca. Why wouldn't you go back to the superstar? Cozzy Pickett, but Maso again! He is just winding us up here at the MCG, Big Mace. It's got prelim final a few years back, Nick Maso, and then he's carving out 50-metre darts as
He's
well.
throwing darts and dimes. He has lost the plot.
Brayshaw again comes off and takes a very good mark. He's got options inboard. One of them is Neil Bullen. Ball just got past Neil Bullen. He's got to control this well. Great pick up, Bowie. How clean. And then wide he goes to Mitch Brown. We've got options streaming inside 50. He holds onto the footy and goes to Langdon. 2 kicks from home. Ed Langdon. They've found this connection tough in the last few minutes. Langdon. Benny Brown again comes at it. Cozzy Pickett in the pocket. Cozzy Pickett in the pocket is kicking it out of bounds on the full, taking in a really good tackle. Robbo, to you.
2 in the rooms. Disco Turner is down in the rooms now having a concussion test, and why not? Just saw the replay. Jamie Elliott came through and he was flattened. So you've got Gawn in there with ankle hip injury. You've got Turner concussion, and they're going to give him the big test. And Cade Chandler is the med sub for Melbourne.
Thanks, Robbo. Nick Dacos took 3 bounces from fullback. They get it to the wing. Myercheck. Oh, Harry Petty, that was brilliant in front. But he looks a bit sore, Harry Petty. Big head hit on the MCG turf.
Are you moving outside 5? Cool.
Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman replay here.
He had his legs taken under him, and whether it's a back or a head that's hit the ground on the turf, it might just be his back, but gee, it was a big hit as he came down.
Bonus gift cards on selected product store wide now at Harvey Norman shopping store or online thanks to the Harvey Norman replay. Angus Brayshaw has been the rock at half-back this quarter. He has stemmed a lot of forward opportunities. Short to harm, so feels like the D's are just sensing it's time to slow things down a little bit. They know that they're on the ropes a bit at the moment. They still lead it by 8 points, and Darcy Moore gliding through the air takes another intercept mark.
Just had a look on the Harvey Norman. Both doctors there watching the replay of that incident there with Petty on the wing. So maybe another concussion test coming up for the D's.
Noble bouncing away. Cozzy Pickett comes and puts some pressure on. They get it back to Noble at half back. Pounds it down the wing. Here comes Brayshaw on Ginnivan. Superb again. Hibbard. Handball to Viney. No, Viney's in all styles. Went to ground, somehow got out of it. The big Hibbard. Look out. Viney, centre of the G, just got to pound it forward, but it's gone nowhere. Dacos picks it off. Lipinski broken up by Neil Bullen at centre half forward. He's taken in a ripping tackle. Big ball to win here, and Pendlebury won it.
He's going to release to go. He takes a bounce after 2 steps. Now pulls the trigger. Myercheck in front should take the mark. Defensive effort. Hibbert was good. Mason Cox over the top. Brilliant handball. Jamie Elliott. The Pies get 3 goals in a row. And it was Meso again with a slick handball, Daisy. It was Greg Williams like.
I can't believe it.
6-9-45 Collingwood, 7-5-47 Melbourne. Pies on fire. And that is all happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, when the game turns into chaos, like we said, it suits Collingwood. You could see through that passage it was turnovers, mistakes, up and down the middle, but Collingwood are used to playing that way. Melbourne like it a bit more controlled, and with all what's going on the bench, I've been watching Luke Jackson. He's cooked. He's tried to come to the bench twice, not knowing that Max Gawn's gone, and they've twice sent him back out there, and he is absolutely buggered. So this is a big 5 minutes with Luke Jackson in the ruck.
Robbo to you.
On the back of that, Max Gawn just out doing a fitness test on that hip and also that ankle. So he's just walking back to the physio to give whether it's a thumbs down or a thumbs up. So let's have a look at that.
Friday night feed, McDonald's, an absolute Macca's legend, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available. Selected locations, 3 in a row. Collingwood just 2 points down as we get it restarted out of the middle to Goey. Handball to Viney. Now Pendlebury steps on through. Warbling ball. Brayshaw has been magnificent.
Unbelievable quarter.
10 touches this quarter for Brayshaw, 7 marks.
He's got a short option there in Salem. He uses that, and Salem can spread it to Jordan, who takes it on the wing. He's got Neil Bullen further afield, also Viney. Doesn't want to go either of those places. Now Petrarca will come at him. So Petrarca on the wing. 45 plays 47. Viney gets the short one. He is also on the wing.
Outside 5.
And Melbourne just taking all the steam out of this at the moment because they are on fire. Good mark, Benny Brown, but he's 50 from home. Collingwood, by the way, the team that's on fire. So Ben Brown can go back with 4 minutes left in this third term and take some more gas out of this balloon.
Yeah, it was what Melbourne were after, just able to take a few uncontested marks, get a bit of tempo back into this game, give themselves a good look.
Maxi Gawn back out there. And Ben Brown, this is right on his range. Going to kick from just outside 50. Big kick for Brown, and it looks like he's dragged it left. He has. 3-point lead, Melbourne, 7-6 to 6-9, Robbo.
Gone on, but Petty off, and they've taken him straight in the rooms. They've looked at the video. He's down for a concussion test as well.
To Goey, didn't have a like forward. You've got to get it away from Angus Brayshaw. He is absolutely dominating this game from half back. 11th touch of the quarter.
Yeah, 7 marks, 4 intercept as well.
Could not play a better quarter of footy. Angus Brayshaw under all sorts of pressure coming the way of the Magpies. 3-point lead to the D's. Jeremy Howe went up and down without a real attempt at the footy, but Darcy Cameron's taken the mark instead at half-back for the Pies. Cracking game on Queen's birthday Monday. Big crowd, big finish coming up. Keep it locked on Triple M as Josh Dacos takes the mark at half forward. Gawn's got back in the hole. And they go over his head. Ground ball to be won. And now it's a big chance. Brayshaw came in again and laid a massive tackle. Got hold of Goey. He's a one-man machine down there.
He's a wall back there.
Absolute inspired football he's playing, and they need it too. They've been under siege.
So the ball up through the hands of Salem. He eventually got it, picked it up. Oliver just end on end. Brown's got to make a contest here. Howe came in on him. Well done, Benny Brown. Handball to Fritsch. Steps on through Fritsch, and then the massaging ball for Petrarca, but that ball's touched, so that's out of bounds. Oh, he's out of bounds. Let's play on, Umpies. It's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah, the ball was out of bounds.
Out of bounds. He was nearly in the third row.
Exactly right. Not sure what the ump was going on with there. It's clear. So it's going to be a ball in right in front of Robbo. We have 2 minutes left. 7-6-48 to 6-9-45. Melbourne by 3 points. Last 3 goals of the game, Collingwood have been superb against the reigning premier. Gone back out there. De Goey. Dacos. Got Noble running for him. Goes there now. Noble to spread it wide. Lever's a good player in this situation. Now, Langdon's got to make this work. Henry dumps a long one, a high one. Gets all the way to the back. Brayshaw's back there. Got to control this to Salem. In the end, it goes through for a behind. Elliott broke the handball up. And it's back to 2 points. 46 plays 48.
Pay some credit again to Angus Brayshaw's corner. What a move it is. Have him as a permanent half-back. Couldn't suit him any better. Cameron, look at this. This is getting ridiculous now. Brayshaw takes another mark.
Touch of his uncle.
Fifth intercept mark this quarter for Brayshaw.
Can't play a better quarter. And his team's needed him most. 7-6-48 to 6-10-46. It's a 2-point lead to the D's. Minute 13 until three-quarter time. Grandstand finish coming up to the Queen's birthday game here at the G Crisp. Taylor Adams, Pendlebury ran into a really strong tackle from Viney. Oliver floats it down the line, and Darcy Moore's been strong back there as well for the Pies.
50 seconds left. There's time enough here for Collingwood. Listen to the noise if they can hit the front. Short to Isaac Quainer. Interchange Gates. High one to half forward. Myercheck. Good grab, 55 from home. So there's 30 seconds left. He can take all of that time if he wants. The bench will be telling him.
15 seconds. 15 going.
He's looking around to make sure that the 15 seconds will basically be on the siren. He'll get the kick away just before. What about if this goes through? And the Maggies turn with their noses in front. Myercheck sits the kick up instead. Gawn involved, Cameron involved. Scramble now, top of the square. And the siren. Wow. That is huge. Kick came after the siren, so that's not going to matter. 3 in a row, Collingwood have dragged them back to within 2 points on Queen's birthday Monday, Ash.
Yeah, Angus Brayshaw, number 1 ranked player in that quarter, 13 disposals, 8 marks, 5 intercept, and he had 8 intercept possessions as well.
Red Z Lending, by the way, loans for the self-employed. The stats come through Ash, courtesy of Red Z Lending. Do not go anywhere. Huge run home here. 7-6-48 Melbourne. The Collingwood Footy Club are coming 6-10-46 for McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Score yourself an absolute Macca's legend, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Scott Pendlebury with us. Jack Ginnivan, he was on fire, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was unreal.
Because he had a bit of a GoPro wobble early days.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a wobble.
It was a wobble.
Yeah, I think it was the Fossils getting upset with this generation.
I was one of those.
Yeah, well, there you go. I'm sitting here saying...
What about the shushing the crowd? Where do you stand on that, or have I fossilised over that?
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Power up this tax time at Bunnings Trade. Trade in your old 18-volt power tool battery before June 30 and get $50 off a top brand twin pack from your choice of Makita, DeWalt, AEG, Bosch Blue, Metabo or Hikoki. Bunnings Trade. Helping business is our trade.
Surely I'm alright to drive. Yeah. Only had... what, a few? Not enough to put me over. Oh, what?
Evening, driver. One long breath, please.
If you've been drinking, don't risk driving. Chances are you will be caught. A message from the TAC. Drive safely for everyone.
Ready for a health insurance offer that holds nothing back? Join and maintain eligible Medibank Bronze hospital and extras cover or above by July 10. And on top of 6 weeks free, you could get $250 in gift cards. Plus, 2 and 6 month waits waived on extras. Now that's an offer that doesn't hold anything back. Find out more at medibank.com.au. New members only. T's and C's apply.
When you've tried everything to quit smoking, Quitline counsellors find an approach you hadn't thought of. When you have a slip-up, Quitline helps you get back on track. When no one knows how stressful it is, Quitline gets what you're going through. Trained Quitline counsellors, many of them ex-smokers, will listen and tailor strategies for you. Wherever you are on your quitting journey, Quit is here to help. Call 13 78 48 or find us at quit.org.au or on Facebook.
Hi, Sam here from Our Van RV. If you're not travelling with your caravan this winter, why not make some time to show your home away from home a little TLC? Our award-winning RV Service Safe Repair Centre is taking bookings right now for all regular servicing, insurance repairs, caravan electrics and even resealing. When the weather improves, you want a hassle-free holiday with your safe, ready-to-go-away caravan. Phone 1300 068 700 to make your appointment or book in at ourvanrv.com.au.
It's the quiz show everyone loves.
Love your work. Delightful.
Anne Edmonds, Tony Martin, Celia Pacquola and Guy Montgomery join Sam and Tom on new Have You Been Paying Attention? 8:40 tonight on 10.
Attention all Virgin Australia business flyers, all movers, shakers, buyers and makers. Bring on your bold ideas and we'll bring on better value business flying with double rewards and exclusive discounts. When you fly your team with us, your business earns Velocity points, plus you and your team earn points and status credits too. And you get additional discounts on our great value fares and lounge memberships. Apply today at virginaustralia.com/business flyer and bring on better business flying. T's and C's and exclusions apply.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Chris got it to the runner, Mason Cox, who called for the hammer and see. Big Maso, you can't do that. He'll never do it ever again, Daisy. I promise you won't ever see that. And he is pumped with himself. Cozzy Pickett, but Maso again. He is just winding us up here at the MCG, Big Mace. It's got prelim final a few years back, Big Maso, and then he's carving out 50-metre darts as
He's
well.
throwing darts and dimes. He has lost the plot.
Mason Cox over the top. Brilliant handball. Jamie Elliott, the Pies get 3 goals in a row. And it was Maso again with a slick handball, Daisy. It was Greg Williams like.
I can't believe it.
Hey, great news. Fightmnd.org.au, $2.1 million raised in the campaign today, which is just outstanding. It was a brilliant build-up, big freeze 8. We loved every bit of it. Neil Danaher in great form and all the sliders taking part. They can see the Federal Minister for Health and Aged Care, Mark Butler, announcing that will be matched, and Beck Danaher, a big smile on her face. And so, again, in fact, the word's through is the Feds have upped that and they've just given them another $4 million. Wow. So it is just brilliant. $6.1 million so far raised for that brilliant cause, and the Neil Danaher legacy continues. Great game we've got here, Joey. 6-10-46 to 7-6-48. 2-point lead to the D's. Had a bit of everything.
It has. Sets up for a Queen's birthday special in this fourth quarter. Collingwood found their way back into it in the second half of that third term. The chaos game, turnover game, it was up and back. It was frenetic. And they were able to get on top of the contested possessions, particularly in the air. They took 9 contested marks to 1 in that third quarter. Mason Cox, we were talking about him at one end, but Myercheck and Henry were taking some. And that's unusual because Melbourne are normally so strong in that area. But we know Gawn was out of the game. Petty was gone for a while. So it really sets up now that if Collingwood can play this up-tempo game in the fourth quarter, we've seen it in previous weeks against Carlton and the like, they'll give themselves a really big chance. Melbourne just need to get control of the clearances, played in their front half, control the ball, and I think their experience and their class should get through. But Collingwood are up for this.
Bob Jane teammates, Robbo.
Yeah, Disco Turner, he's out of the game. They've done the swap. They've pulled the papers. That means Cade Chandler is in for Melbourne, so he's been knocked out. Petty starting on the bench. He's dazed as well and gone up forward. Don't forget he's got a crook back hip and left ankle.
All happening, Robbo, as we get this final term, I should say, started with a good bounce and then a scramble. There'll be a secondary ball up, 48-46. Melbourne by 2 points. Tense and tough and hard at the G on Queen's birthday. Crisp on the right boot. Floats it forward. Elliott. Hibbard. Brayshaw ground level. And the handball goes out of play, and I reckon it's going to be deliberate. It is. And then called Andrew, which won't make him very happy. He's here today, Andrew, by the way. He stands somewhere.
You could turn up by and said, I had it 14 times last quarter and you still don't have it.
So, Elliott, he's outside the field of play and 50 from home, so this would take the Dom Sheed pocket, take a hell of a kick. Have they been in front, Ash? Collingwood not since about the first minute and a half, as the ball is going to miss the lot out the full.
Spot on, JB. They've only been in front for 10 minutes. And the last time they were in front was 10 minutes in that first quarter.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. The True Man is all over that. Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. 21 years on the M's. The True Man. Fullback kick in has been marked by Isaac Quainer. Shane Warne stands side of the MCG. It's going to come back. Mason Cox just pointing to where he wants it. He's going to get a look at it. With fighting to go third man up, Lever brilliantly got a fist on it. Brayshaw again, everywhere the footy is. Angus Brayshaw, he's normally alongside of it, off his hands and out of bounds. Deep in attack, punt road end. It's the Pies who trail by 2 points.
They have built up some momentum though in the last 20 minutes. Collingwood kicked the last 3 goals of the game. They've got their forward end again. DeGoey couldn't get out of the tackle. Back to Crisp now. Ginnivan made for this. The left foot ball got no purchase. High fly from Maynard, and then a little one from Cox, I should say, and then it's Oliver who's wrapped up by side bottom. Good, fair, legitimate tackle.
He's stationary, mate. You can't drive your head in the head.
That's good umpiring.
Ball crease one. Mason, Luke.
We've got Jackson and Cox down to Hibbard. Oliver back to Bowie. And he's got no option but just dump a high one. Harms has got to try and break this up in the air. Maxi Gawn cannot go at all. He's just running up and down on the spot. They go back inside again here. Myercheck. Jackson at the front. DeGoey took on the tackler and got away with it. Ball up.
It was good umpiring moment. It wasn't mic'd up for Triple M. Picked that well. The driving of the head. Done a pretty good job this afternoon. DeGoey was stripped of it. This is all happening deep in the Magpies forward 50. Jackson emerged with it. Handed it off to Viney. Max Gawn looks to be going at about 60%, the big fella. Maynard socketed off the ground. Ricocheted off Jordan out of bounds. Came off his back, I thought.
It's not out of bounds on the full, I don't reckon.
James Harms is in a bit of distress, and he's coming straight off as well.
Yeah, just below the knee, it looked like, off James Jordan.
Okay.
You're happy with the Joey?
Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
Thanks, Joe. We stand corrected on that one. Maynard sets it up. Mason Cox is going to have a good look again, just over his head. Here's Brayshaw. Having an amazing game. Down the line to Gawn. Oh, good effort, Max.
Maxi, come on, Maxi. Milking it. Kick into Petrarca. They want to go quick now to Jordan. Jordan pumps it down in the path of Spargo. He's a kick and a half from home. Got Viney on short, uses him up. Jordan's run down for Viney, but he doesn't want to go there. Now to Oliver in all sorts of room, a kick and a half from home. Clary Oliver thumps it long and high. Maxi Gawn going back. Here's Fritsch front and centre. Flicks it back to Neil Bullen. And his snap's not going to work, although Langdon, somewhere near the marking contest, has it thumped away from him and out of play. It's deep in the Melbourne forward half.
So the medical sub activated for the D's. Kate Chandler has come on, the debutant Daniel Disco Roach with a concussion. I think Max Gawn's a little sore. Robbo's been reporting for a couple of quarters with a hip and ankle and back. Here's Max though, doing the ruck work, picked it up, tried the don't argue. Quayne had got him and he just looks like he's had the energy sucked out of him, doesn't he, Big Max, Joe?
Yeah, he's playing like he's 53 years old at the moment, but he's banged up, he's sore, but he's still providing something for his team. They're going to need him, but Collingwood have upped the pressure to start this fourth quarter.
Quayne sticks a low one wide. It's a good ball for Oscar Elliott, but he couldn't hang on to it. And then he missed Myercheck with the handball, so ball in.
Triple in red. Gawn averaging 20 touches this year, which is a PB, just the 10. But Viney, he's got 27 along with 10 tackles. The past 3 weeks he's been averaging 30.
So Jackson now and Cameron to do the ruck work as this ball's thrown in. Shane Warne stands side of the ground. Jackson to the front. Adams a long one. Lever couldn't hang on. Rare. Mitch Brown missed with a horrible handball to Bowie. He's got to go back and make this work. He does. And then Brown sat it up for a long time for Hibbert. There's a couple of handballs he'd want to have another go at. Viney had to break it up in the air. Pendlebury the forward handball. Adams. Now they can go to Myercheck. 48 from home.
This game on their terms at the moment, Collingwood, they're setting it up. Their pressure's been good. They've been able to win clearance, played in their front half. Now they've just got to make sure they convert their opportunities.
Mitch Brown want to put any more air in those handballs?
Oh, it's a shocker. Yeah.
Both of them.
And he had enough time.
So this has allowed Myercheck to take a mark, and from 48 out can give Collingwood the lead on Queen's Birthday Monday. Melbourne have dropped their last two. Big story. Evolving here, loves it. They're in front. Got three. Kicked the last 4 goals of this game. The Collingwood Footy Club, and they are in front. 7-10 to 7-6 on the IJ Liquor scoreboard, where good food deserves a great drop.
He's an absolute beauty, Brody Myercheck. That's his 5th mark inside 50. He's just been providing a contest all afternoon, up against it with that Melbourne defence. Not really getting a lot of support from anyone else down there, but he's been enormous again. Myercheck, the 3 goals, just provides a contest every time. So hard working.
Joey Montagna, Daisy Thomas have been all over the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. It's great value, Brody Myercheck. 149th career goal, just his 91st game. And as Joey pointed out, he's been a huge factor with his 3 goals for the Pies. They're in front. We're back in the centre. Oliver got it to Petrarca. He squeezed a little kick out in front of Jordan on the wing. Hoskin Elliott in pursuit. Tried to go low to Spargo. Edged underneath it, Noble. Out the back, Sparrow can run onto it. Giving chase was Lipinski. Around the back, Darcy Moore. Ground ball, went back and won it. His handball was a little errant. Opened the door for Ben Brown, who was well tackled by Nick Dacos. And so they'll throw it in. Jason to the right hand behind post, deep inside forward 50 for the Melbourne Footy Club.
Who need a goal. They've had 4 put on them, the reigning premier. Gawn taken out of it by Cameron, who squeezed the kick away. Fist from Bowie. McCreery controlled it well. Lipinski floated one down the line. They come at it through Henry. He was unable to take the footy. Myercheck ripped in the Jackson tackle. Ball up.
Just watching Maxi behind play there, JB, and he just looks lame. He hasn't got the strength in his feet to be able to hold his ground in the ruck.
Yep, he's in all sorts, Maxi, but he's got to stay out there because they've got all sorts of problems on the bench. Hoskin Elliott, that ball's touched. Got past Petty. Myercheck now McCreary. McCreary can bounce his way to half forward and can go all the way. Elliott takes the mark on the line. 5 in a row coming up, Collingwood. They are finishing all over Melbourne. And this will now take a big effort for the Demons to turn this momentum around. Jamie Elliott felt like he's been quiet, Ash. I don't know what his numbers are.
Yeah, 14 touches, 1 goal, 1.
Not too bad for a small forward, but he ain't missing this. Directly in front to bust this out to a 10-point lead. He's got a couple, 5 in a row for Collingwood. Robbo, down to you.
I've written 2 words down here, noise and injuries. The noise is unbelievable, JB, here. This is Global Stadium and this is magnificent, and the injuries are going to cost Melbourne. They're being bashed up, going into the middle on desperation. He cannot support himself on that ankle and also his lower back. Let's see if he can get through it.
Thanks, Robbo. Bob Jane T-Marts, buy 3, get 1 free, instant cashback. Bridgestone, Goodyear, Yokohama, Michelin, Dunlop and many more. bobjane.com.au. 5 unanswered, Joey.
And their speed, the speed's starting to stand out. As we said, when this game's in motion and there's a bit more chaos, it's suiting Collingwood. And now, in this 4th quarter, Melbourne have got some concerns on the bench, but Collingwood are full of running, so they want to keep this game going and they can continue to put the score on the board. Melbourne have had trouble scoring for 3 weeks, so they're going to have to find a way to score.
Over the top, Mason Cox of the wounded Max Gawn. Oliver still won it. Courage back with the flight. Harms. Noble took it really well. Chased by Spargo. Back to Noble under some pressure. Composure from the Collingwood defenders, and Hoskin Elliott slides down to half-back. Releases the kick to Ginnivan.
You just can't see Melbourne turning this around. It's just emphatic.
Not if the game continues in this fashion, JB. Collingwood have got full of running right now.
Long from Ginnivan. Cox and at the back. Gawn unable to hang on again to something he would normally gobble up. Mason Cox's hands to Lipinski and back to Mace. Floats a high one forward. That's going out in the full. And the Pig Hibbert will bring it back in. It's a long way from anywhere near where Melbourne can score. They've got the switch on if they want to use it. Instead of that, Hibbert's going to go long down the line. And this hasn't really worked. Benny Brown high in front. Petrarca hits the ground ball and then floats a handball to Harms. Sparrow takes the game on and gives the handball off to Harms, who has a fumble at exactly the wrong time. Goes back and tries to find it. Can't do that. Maynard on the up. Benny Brown's got to come and confront the footy, and he's taken Dacos way too high.
Nice work, Nick Dacos. Had to stand his ground there and put his head exactly where he needed to. How's Nick Dacos' afternoon look, please, Two-Man?
29 touches, leading ball winner for the Magpies.
Incredible. First-year player. Looks so at home, out wide to Hoskin Elliott. And heaps of time left in this game. 10 points is the margin in favour of Collingwood. As JB said, it's just got the feel of inevitability a bit about it at the moment. Long one down the line, uncontested. Mark Myercheck, and Petty's looking over his shoulder. He's starting to unravel a little bit here at the moment for the D's. Myercheck bombs a long one in. Cameron got lever underneath it. Spargo got back. It was nervous moments again. Now the hurry kick down the line. Salem's going to run onto it. Desperate effort in the tackle from Murphy. Managed to get it through to Bailey Fritsch, and here is the activated medical sub. Kate Chandler's got it at halfback.
Quiet day for Bailey Fritsch too. Ash, numbers for him, Red Z style.
Yeah, 9 disposals, just the one major, JB.
And Oliver with a nice control ball to Spargo. But there's not a lot of sizzle in what Melbourne are doing forward of the ball. He wants to get the handball off, does so to Jordan, and Jordan's got to try and find something long. Lukey Jackson's a good option, and he hangs on. Not paid. Yes, he is paid. But he's in the pocket. It'll be a tough set shot. He missed one from a similar spot earlier in the game.
It was a good contested mark, but it looks like that's what it's going to take at the moment for Melbourne to take a mark inside 50. It's only their 5th for the game. They've lost all fluency being able to hit little short lead-ups. Probably why Fritsch hasn't been able to get involved, because Pickett can't get involved. So it's going to be reliant on the tools, but we know Gawn's down, so maybe Jackson's the man that can step up.
Got to take everything that comes their way in this final term now, Melbourne. Luke Jackson, that's going through, beautifully done. Drags his club back in it. 8-10-58 Collingwood, 8-6-54 Melbourne. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
And a clutch goal from Luke Jackson, as you said, you called it, JB, missed one, I think, in that second quarter from a very similar spot. And they needed it. Now they've just got to be able to try and get control of the ball. Collingwood want to keep getting a bit of speed on it. They've got to keep attacking. I think what will suit Collingwood the best, if they play the way that they've played for the previous 3 quarters, up-tempo, use the hands, use the corridor, and keep attacking. They've spoken a lot about learning how to win, finishing off games. So for the Pies, they don't want to go into their shell in the last 10 minutes holding on to a small lead.
And positive for the Magpies. They're plus 13 in contested ball. They're ranked 14th. Melbourne ranked 2nd. But Clayton Oliver, big first half at 27, just 11 in the second half.
Red Z leading stats with the true man. And having a look at Luke Jackson's composure on the Harvey Norman replay screen, he's a big-time player. Make no mistake about that. Bonus gift cards on selected product store-wide now at Harvey Norman shopping store online. Here come the D's again, refusing to yield here. Max trying to get out the front of the stoppage. Well tackled. Nick Dacos got him. Now Nick Dacos has been dispossessed by Sparrow. It's slightly an attack for the D's. And they'll get another stoppage. 4-point lead to Collingwood. 10 minutes remaining in this Queen's Birthday Monday clash. Cox socketed off the ground. One-on-one on the wing, Lipinski and Salem. Handed it off to Langdon. Chasing hard side bottom. Back to Ed Langdon. Goes a little toe poker down the line to Viney. Had a big afternoon as Jack scrambles a kick further afield, but getting back Jack Crisp marks it at half-back for Collingwood.
And Crisp, short ball to Lipinski on the wing. Thought about a handball and then delivers it to side bottom out wide. Now Pendlebury. Now Noble can run to half forward and kick it straight into the man on the mark. So Jordan's got ground level work to do. Goes back and finds it. Langdon. Neil Bullen, they can run off half back here. Jordan just got confronted and taken out of it. Now Cozzy Pickett through the middle. Had nothing on long, so pulled the kick to Fritsch, centre of the G. Benny Brown's out. Fritsch goes in that direction. Closed down brilliantly by Howe.
Superb effort, Jeremy Howe. Goal-saving effort, you feel, and now they get it back the other way. They've rebounded it superbly. Lipinski to Jamie Elliott. Had a time for a fumble. Good enough to go back and get it. Looking for Meyer. Check. Petty stood his ground. Man in front took the mark. Harry Petty.
Both defences just continue to hold up at either end, making it so difficult for these teams to score.
Max Gawn hanging on out there, and he just pulled the leg kick. Max, that was a bit of Hollywood about that.
Look away.
Wow.
Now it's Jordan and nothing for him to go to, just a long basher. Looking for Ben Brown, who's had his legs taken out from underneath him. Spargo was good front and centre, but the handball misses. Steele side bottom can go and get it and stick it into the middle for McCreary. Centre of the MCG takes the mark. And then a penetrating ball in the Gawn and Cox direction. Neither could hang on. Cox off to Lipinski. Lipinski too far out to score. Crisp ducked his chutney and got ripped in a big tackle. Ball up about 35 out from the Collingwood goal.
It's good umpiring that now. Harvey Norman replay again. Brayshaw came in hard, but players dropped to the ground and they lose the benefit of the doubt. I don't mind that at all.
I'm with you.
Lipinski's picked it up. A tumbler to the goal square. Henry has found the going tough. Hibbard, with his experience and strength, won it back. Now Jordan sliding, diving, attempted mark. Spectacular that was from Sparrow. Got it back to Jordan. Runs through defensive 50. It's a 1-on-2. Bailey Fritsch has been outpointed. Mason Cox gets back and played it pretty well with a short one. Finds the skipper Pendlebury.
Pendlebury, it's a 4-point game. Pendlebury on the left, looking for and finding Hoskin Elliott too far out to score. Sees something he likes in the hole. Very good ball for Henry. So Henry from 35 out directly in front. He has wobbled with the set shots at times and then came back and dominated the same part of the game. Going to see here, this is a huge kick.
Yeah, we saw him do this against Carlton, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Bobbed up after being relatively quiet, having a couple of shots, missed the first, kicked the second. So let's see if he can steal himself here.
Get it back out to 10 points, Ollie Henry. Set shot, loves it.
Good boy.
Loves it. Collingwood 10-point leaders, Queen's birthday Monday. IJ Liquor scoreboard.
And that's been really the difference between the two sides today, is Collingwood's ability to find a mark inside 50. So it was Hoskin Elliott who didn't just blaze and kick it to the top of the square. He wheeled, he waited, and he saw the lead and pulled the kick. And that's how many marks for Collingwood, Chew, inside 50.
It's 11 marks inside 50 for the Pies. Melbourne only concedes 7 for an entire game. They're ranked number 1 defensively in that stat.
And the Melbourne have just taken 5. They've been struggling to find that connection. So that's what's given the Pies some better looks. They haven't converted all of them, but it's giving them a great chance.
Rare, good point made by Bill Brownless on text. They could do with Stephen May, Melbourne.
Not exactly a great insight from Bill.
But worth talking about
does make sense
in the context of what we're watching.
And when you think Max Gawn wounded, May out as well, it just compounds the issue, and Collingwood have taken advantage of it.
Yep.
Back in the centre. Cox slaps it down. Petrarca, they've still got A-graders everywhere. Floating kick to half forward. Really awkward ball. Neil Bullen. Murphy well tackled. Cozzy Pickett. They're winners, Melbourne. They refuse to give up. They're well and truly in it with 6:25 remaining in this game. It'll be thrown up at half forward. It's a 10-point lead to the Magpies in attack for Melbourne.
They get a ball up here. Mason Cox just slaps it out, and Elliott tries to get it going forward. Bowie's hands were good. Now Lever's got a good ball to win. Does so to Harms. Can get a bit wobbly by foot, and there's an example of it. Kicked it to a 1v2, but it was won by Jordan. Tries to work his way through the middle. That's a good ball for Sparrow. They've got to keep it rolling here. Sparrow back to Harms, about 60 from home. Now he gives it off to Viney. Already kicked one. Fantastic goal in this game. That's not getting there. Touched on the line by Quainer. 8-7-55, 9-10-64, Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Still couldn't just find that mark inside 50. It's funny, people will say about Stephen May, but gee, they've kept Collingwood to 64 points. They couldn't have done much more defensively. It's just been their ability to hit the scoreboard offensively that's really affecting the D's tonight.
In the hands of Johnny Noble. He's tracking the Shane Warne stand side of the G. My checks provided great targets all afternoon. Picked up by Salem, back to Hibberd. And Pendlebury worked his way nicely into this one, two-man. Scotty Pendlebury.
Disposal number 20.
Mason Cox has been really impressive this afternoon.
If you got to give them that handball, they're out then, Collingwood. They still might be forward of the ball.
Wanted the brave kick to Jamie Elliott, who did really well. Intelligent slap on to Josh Dacos. Kicks it down the line looking for Henry. Gave a good contest. It spills to the front. Lipinski's got a chance. Myercheck's in good shape. He's going to mark it on the goal line. Got rid of Petty. And Brody Myercheck has been massive this afternoon. He will go back and kick his fourth directly in front at the punt road end.
Well, that's his 6th mark inside 50. That's more than the whole Melbourne team at the other end of the ground.
Brody Myercheck. I love him as a player. He just gives everything he's got. Throws his body in, and then he's going to bob up with goal number 4 here, Brody Myercheck. It's the 12th time he's kicked 4 goals in a game. He's never kicked 5. But he extends the margin out to 15 points. 10-10-70, 8-7-55. That is on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop. And big thanks to Remont Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install the room. Robbo.
Yeah, I don't think Max Gawn will go into the middle again. He went for that last centre knockout and couldn't even jump off the ground, so he's gone down to the square. Jackson there, 76,059 in the house. Queen's birthday. They've seen a ripper. I reckon the Pies, they're home. They're home, JB.
4 minutes 19 left, Robbo, 15 points. They've got to start feeling comfortable, you think.
Yeah, now they can play a bit of clock management. Now they don't have to play their up-tempo game anymore. 4 minutes on the clock. They've only got to just slow it down for a minute or two.
Got to get a clearance here, Melbourne, that they don't. It goes the other way, although eventually it's Oliver with the footy. Now Viney. Never has had a right side, Viney. Well done, Noble. Came off the line and intercepted that ball. It's going to dribble into the hands of Elliott, who gave it back to Dacos, and now back to Elliott. All the way back to Noble. Noble sells a bit of body candy, and long one for Viney to compete in the air. Hibbard. He's got to find a target with this. He goes to Lever by hand. And Lever's kick for Petrarca. That's got to work. It's not going to. Big Mace. Oh, he's taking the piss, mate. He's fully extracting piss. High ball inside 50. And a free kick's going Melbourne's way. And it's going to be handball to Angus Brayshaw. They've just got to go quick now. Take every risk in the book, Chandler. Oliver. Give it off to Brayshaw, and he's got to try and find a target. Nothing forward, so he goes sideways to Jordan. Jordan into the middle. That's a good ball for Viney. Benny Brown comes at the ball. This has got to be taken, and it has been. So what do we got? 3 minutes left. He's playing on. He's playing on and missing. Didn't need to.
It's not his natural go either, Joey, is it?
No, he's a beautiful set shot, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's sensing the time and thought, I've got to wheel and go, and he's missed. So
he does take a minute 10 to have his run up, so he probably did try and kick it a bit quicker, but he should have gone back and kicked his drop punt. There still would have been 2.5 minutes left.
Robbo by Jane T. Marts.
Yeah, Oliver Henry got smashed in a contest in the goal square, and the doctors have ripped him off, holding his rib cage, so badly winded, but they'll check his ribs.
That big cheer was for another mark for Mason Cox. Had a big afternoon.
That's his career high. He's had 20 disposals.
20 disposals.
And 8 marks.
Huge afternoon. Myercheck again. He just puts his frame into the spot. It's going to go again. Big Mace. Got crunched from behind. Noble brings it down to Howe. Pendlebury. Beautiful little shimmy. Sold the candy beautifully. And now he releases Taylor Adams, who goes to Myercheck. Squeezes a little clever left footer to McCreary. Out in front of Josh Dacos. Chris provides a run for a sealer. To the icing on the cake.
Shut the gate.
Crisper. Goal coming up, Collingwood. It could be overturned. Brayshaw was dealt with on the line, but they're getting let it stand.
Can't turn that over.
They've given it the all clear. Queen's birthday Monday. It's the Magpies. Home. 11-10-76, 8-8-56. Jack Crisp, 176th consecutive game, 20-point lead on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Well, full credit to Collingwood. Put them in the 8, does it, Stu?
It does. They've replaced Richmond, so Magpies in the 8. Melbourne still on top of the table, but they're less than 1% in front of Brisbane. Level on points with Brisbane and Fremantle.
Melbourne play Brisbane in a couple of weeks, or next week.
On a Thursday night.
A couple of weeks, so... Great win by Collingwood. They're just continuing to improve by the week with their style, learning how to win. They're contributing everywhere. Really even performance again by this team. Hard to do the votes.
Should have been a recall bounce. In fact, is now going to be. So 3 in a row they'll drop Melbourne after being undefeated. They've got some players out, it has to be said, but still... They've been beaten now 3 times in a row. Sparrow dropped what he should have taken at centre half forward. Kick goes back in Angus Brayshaw's direction, who's played a hell of a game of footy. Thumps a long one for Gawn, who is bashed up. It gets beyond him. Hoskin Elliott's going to come in on the footy. Dacos, Noble, back to Dacos. Bouncing ball. And Dacos is able to get on the end of that. Josh in front of the footy. Elliott couldn't hang on. Viney has had a big afternoon, and that football's over. We got worries at all for Melbourne, Joey? What's the...
Yeah, I do. I know there's talk about Stephen May, but it's ahead of the ball that is becoming an issue for them. Their ability to connect. It's been a bit of a downfall with these Melbourne teams in the past. The good thing is they've got plenty of time to rectify it, but they need to keep working on their connection forward.
Have a listen to the Collingwood Army. They are in full voice. This is English Premier League soccer, chant style here at the MCG. They are loving their side. So they should. And fantastic this afternoon. Josh Dacos once more. They might get it. Lands with Elliott. Elliott goes. And have a listen to the Collingwood fans at the G. 76,000 plus. And they have pulled off a huge victory They're back in the 8. 12-10-82. That's Collingwood. 8-8-56 Melbourne, all on the Triple M J Liquor scoreboard.
And I think the other important element too, when you talk about the concern for Melbourne, JB's, they've now lost their aura. Now teams will going to play Melbourne with a completely different mindset than what they would have had 3 weeks ago. You don't need to come up with some magical game plan. If you just pressure them, you get after them, you defend really well, you can get looks forward to the ball, and I think now this is a big situation where there are now probably 9 genuine teams now that can all think they can play in a prelim final.
So clearances, stoppage clearances was the premiership fodder, and Collingwood have got them today.
Ultimate clearances, contested possessions.
And that's happened for the last 3 weeks. And what interests me, we said this before the game, Joey, is they don't change anything. They just leave the people there. Ball to the outer side. It's a celebration this is for Collingwood. They have been superb. Absolutely superb, and this is a marquee victory for them on a big blockbuster day. 30 seconds left to go. He walks into a heap of trouble. Cameron taken in the Spargo tackle, and another ball up as we tick down to 24 seconds remaining on Queen's Birthday Monday. Emphatic have the Pies been. They've kicked 9 of the last 10 goals of the game, if you don't mind.
Maynard's got ball in hand. I'm part of the fan club there too, JB.
How good.
Gives everything that you would want. Quaino, they're going to enjoy this. The Collingwood Army in a moment. Sirens seconds away. Lever couldn't take the mark. McCreary fighting out Josh Dacos, and there it is. Queen's Birthday Monday, 76,000 at the MCG. And Collingwood, 12-10-82, have knocked off the reigning premier, 8-8-56 Melbourne. Superb effort.
Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting as all barricades shout. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood.
That's a big scalp for Craig McRae. And the way he wants to play and how he wants his players to stand up in real heat, and they did so today. It was brilliant. I know it's an easy thing to say, Joey, but they just look happy to me, Collingwood. They look like they're playing for each other and playing for the coach, and
just playing
camaraderie,
playing free footy on offense. They pressure and have a crack in the midfield. And what's underrated with Collingwood is their defence is really sound. Their defensive numbers have been strong for a big part of the year now, with Jeremy Howe and Darcy Moore and Braden Maynard back there. I really like Nathan Murphy. I think he's a beauty. So they've got some stability in their backline, which is holding up. And then on offense, they play that freedom. They prepare to take the game on, take some risks, play not perfect footy, but it comes off. And when you've got a guy like Mychek competing like he did today, it gives themselves a chance. And they're giving themselves, putting themselves in positions to win most weeks. And it hasn't always come off for them, but now they're learning to win. They're playing better.
Let's hear from Scotty Pendlebury.
The fight M&D round, I think both sides get behind it, the slide, the atmosphere, to the broader football community. What a day, and thanks for supporting it so much.
Congratulations on the win and enjoy the bye.
Thanks. Cheers, Jimmy.
All-class Scotty Pendlebury. Thanks to Jimmy Bartell. Short and sweet down there, Jimmy.
Not having a lot to say.
Happy to keep moving.
Right
Score
on.
yourself an absolute Macca's legend, the McChicken. You can order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations, and Collingwood fans are sticking around here at the G to save a special afternoon. There's some on-field presentation action too, is there, for Queen's birthday? Let's go down and have a listen.
This is absolutely magical. Thank you so much, everyone. Please welcome Beck Danaher to present the Neil Danaher Trophy.
Just firstly, I want to say thank you to each and all of you for your generosity. We've been able to meet our target today and reach over $2 million. And thank you. I can see a sea of blue beanies. You have been unbelievable. Now to present the trophy, this is the Neil Danaher Trophy. So on behalf of Dad, I want to present the winner to Clayton Oliver.
So there you go.
Jeez.
Beck Danaher and the Collingwood fans have not responded that well. Beck Danaher saw the humour in it. She's a champion.
Controversy there, Big Duke.
Yes.
Losing team.
Larry Oliver is going to accept the Neil Danaher Trophy. Is that the first time that's been awarded, Joey? I can't remember the Neil Danaher Award.
Obviously, it's a huge honour to be able to play in this game. What Neil's doing, and it's unbelievable work for MND. We appreciate it. It was a huge honour to play the game. Collingwood too good today, and hats off to you.
Thanks to Clary Oliver. Classy act from the Collingwood players who...
I'm not sure Clary wanted that, to be honest.
No, I think Clary's a little bit...
I've got to do the votes too. I can understand it because Collingwood played such an even team performance. There weren't too many standouts for Collingwood. They had a much better spread compared to Melbourne.
Joey, this is going to be very interesting now. The Triple M MVP award for homeloans.com.au. Homeloans.com.au, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans, Joey. So I'd be interested to see how you saw it this afternoon.
Well, I gave one vote to Clayton Oliver. I think 43 disposals. He was absolutely dominant in the first half in particular. And then we say he only had 16 disposals in the second half. So he certainly, with that big game, gets the one vote. I gave 2 votes to Angus Brayshaw. I mean, his performance, I thought, to hold up, especially in that third quarter, 29 disposals, 13 intercepts. His ball use was magnificent, but I'm not going to upset the Collingwood fans, Das. I'm putting a Magpie with the 3 votes because I don't want them to turn on me like they turned on Clayton Oliver. So I gave Brody Mychek the best player on the ground in a low-scoring arm wrestle where defence was the key today, to kick the 4 goals, to take 6 marks inside 50, to hold up for Collingwood. Really, when he's surrounded by youngsters with Henry and Ginnivan and McCreary, I thought he was the most influential player on the ground, so I gave him my best on ground.
Outstanding work from you, Joe. That completes round 13, and what a round it was. Huge win to finish for the Collingwood Army. Thanks to JB, well done to the Two-Man, well done to Joey and Daisy. Robbo was unbelievable today. He was best on ground for mine. Thanks to Jace, thanks to Tunners and all the team back at headquarters. Look forward to Thursday night. Round 14 kicks off. We'll be rocking footy again for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.